Hello, hello, and welcome to Tinker Tailor Soldier Fry here on the Mighty Loading Ready Live Entertainment Network. I'm Ian.
I'm Beej.
And today we're getting back into the swing of things with the Raspberry Pi and HomeKit via Homebridge. For those of you who are not familiar with this stream, this show, first of all, we're a Let's Try program. We try to build stuff, we try to make things run on the computers, we try to cook, we try to sew, we do all the things, we try to do it. Sometimes we succeed, more often than not we succeed.
Yeah,
not
I agree.
Perfectly. And then sometimes we fail.
The Dreamcast gets in the way.
And it's, yeah. For those not familiar with the idea of HomeKit, HomeKit is the software package put together by Apple to allow home automation devices to talk together like light bulbs and whatnot, as long as they're all part of the Apple ecosystem.
Right.
And Homebridge is a piece of software written for Linux.
That just raises two fingers to that whole idea and says, I'm going to let you run anything on HomeKit.
Exactly, interfacing the iPhone to whatever you can and want to do.
Is that me?
It. Yes, it is.
Oh, for God's
Are you getting a phone call right now?
Getting a phone call right now. That's weird. I maybe have to answer this.
This should be fun.
Hello.
So, I am currently attempting to connect to the Raspberry Pi. Because we're using a different Raspberry Pi today, I had to set up the, I had to install Raspbian on the device just before we're coming, because currently the chat, I can see you, is running the Raspberry Pi we set up last week. So let's continue on with trying to get that set up with some good SSH access. Now, that means we're gonna have to find out, well, we're gonna have to take the Raspberry Pi itself offline and plug the SD card into ye old MacBook. Hopefully we're not gonna have to do the thing again where we connect it up to the computer and have a look and see what's going on. Okay, no, we've got a boot disk here on the computer, but for some reason it's not mounting. That's odd. Let's show in Finder. Fine, refuse to show in Finder.
It was a one-question automated survey.
Oh, good.
Yeah, from a guy in Gatineau, Quebec.
There seem to be a lot of them in Quebec.
Yeah, did not have an accent at all. No, it's just, I only have one question. I'm not selling anything.
Oh, that sounds like a robot.
Yeah, yeah. So the Quebecois bot asked me, do you have a phone line in your house that is not a cell phone or something along that line? And I was like, what a weird thing to ask. And it's like, if yes, press 1. If you are a cell phone only household, press 2. Press 9 to repeat the question. And I'm like, I have a DSL line in my house. Yeah, that's a phone line. There's no dial tone on it, so it's not a phone line. But it's a phone line. I'm paying money to somebody to pay for the local loop. And so.
Did you ask him about deserts and turtles?
No, he's a bot.
Not that kind of bot.
His Nexus level is way too low. There's no way I could get him to admit. Also, I have to be able to scan his eye to tell whether he has empathy.
Oh, I see you've seen that movie too now.
Hey, we watched it the other night.
It's a very good film, isn't it?
See, not really, no.
I guess we're going to have a discussion about this later.
Tinker Tailor movie or debate show.
Did you just not enjoy the movie? Or?
No, it's the second time I saw it, and I just kind of felt like all the things that everyone points out about Blade Runner, I was just kind of like...
Oh, this is the first Blade Runner.
Yeah, I didn't go see the new one. I want to go see the new one.
Oh, but why would you? You didn't like the first one.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? I got to see how the story ends.
You did? Wait, which movie did you watch? Which version did you watch?
Final Cut.
Okay, good. So you did see how the story ends.
Yeah.
The story about the movie.
Yeah.
Not the movie story.
No, we didn't see the one that has the voiceover. So.
Right.
You see, I got a,
right.
I got a marketing call the other day that was the opposite of that one.
Please hang up now.
No.
We want to sell you things.
No, it was somebody, it was like one of these like fakey, like Windows technical support trying to
Oh, scam you.
scam you. But the person doing it appeared to be using like a robot voice, like
Oh.
effect.
That's not going to help your case.
I don't know whether it was like something designed to like try to make it less obvious that they had a really thick accent or what, but so it was like it was almost like they were like, "This is your computer. I need you to help me install this piece of software, please." I am calling you on the phone for some reason.
Wow.
That's not good. All right.
All right, back to the actual show.
So we're trying to connect some things right now. I'm currently sharing the Ethernet from the Wi-Fi in the room to the Raspberry Pi itself.
So by way of this cable.
Yes, because we didn't get a larger cable yet.
Okay.
So let's try.
You actually just need a longer version of this cable.
That would help.
I think I might have one available.
Oh, great.
Let me just go see. Then I'm going to come back and write a crap shot.
Different show.
Do you even know what show you're on, Beach?
I was going to try this 169 address, .254.253.52. It's not saying no, but it's not saying yes either.
Maybe it's not a yes.
For those playing along at home, do not try to connect to that address. You won't get anywhere.
Nope.
Where are you trying to go?
From the router to here.
Okay, figured as much. All right. I'll feed a line.
Thank you. That'll make things much easier, hopefully.
Oh, I guess you didn't.
Okay, let's deboot that then. By deboot, I mean unplug. All right.
Gotta do the tweet.
While we're dealing with that here, oh yeah, I should give you guys an update on what happened last week, last time when we tried to make these LED lights work, and they did work, but not the way we were intending them to. I've taken them home, and we haven't figured out where we want to set them up yet at home, but we figured out what the problem with the cable was. Let's see if we can get
Whoops.
this running. Oh, right, because it's remembered. This is all very complicated now, and my phone's gone.
Oh no.
Thank you, Beach.
You're welcome.
Let's plug that in. All right. Let's see if we remember the home from that we set up last week.
Ow.
We may even just want to actually connect to the Raspberry Pi that currently exists with you guys.
Oh, the one we're watching everybody on right
Yeah.
now?
All right. Oh, we only have the one phone. Okay.
Unusually large moth. You should wait until Ano Annie comes out. Or wait, did it get posted?
Yes, it did, I believe.
Go watch Ano Annie and you will see all of that. But yes, I am watching that show you just mentioned. To find out if anybody else is, go watch this. Go watch the podcast.
We go into that.
Yeah.
SSH root at, or no, sorry, pi at raspberry.local. Let's also turn off our sharing for internet sharing now too, because that's unnecessary. Raspberry.local. Raspberrypi.local.
Oh, whoops. And the thing wasn't checked to make it actually post the Twitter.
And we enter in the password. And okay, so perfect. So now we'll just run Homebridge in this terminal window. And
Should I bring up
yeah, you can do that at this time.
the terminal or the screen or the full screen?
Let's go to the terminal at the moment. There we go. So it is running.
Perfectly positioned. Wait, there. Okay, perfectly positioned.
So we just need to add a home again. We're going to call this we're going to call it Moonbase. And we'll save the home. And Add accessory. All right. We'll enter in our code again. Let's see here. Don't have a code you can scan. Manually enter the code. 45155.
So that code is a authentication thing so that it knows which system to be talking to.
Exactly. Now we had a problem making this work last night. Why?
Last night or last
well,
time?
last time.
Okay, so it was a time when I was around for this then.
Yes.
All right. We had a problem making this work last time.
How did we make that work? Ah, because I'm connected to this.
Right. You have to be connected to
Yeah,
the
directly.
same network that this thing is living on right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is our network.
It's the old bootstrap, the network connection thing.
Yep. All right. Don't have a code to scan. Enter code. Once again, 031455155, which I believe is the default for HomeKit. And this is also connected to the same network, correct, Paul?
Sorry?
The Raspberry Pi that runs the chat is connected to the same network that everyone else is?
Yes. Ian, is your mic reporting itself being almost out of batteries?
It is not currently flashing. No, I have full battery.
Which means it's probably going to die soon.
Because it keeps blinking out, is why I'm wondering.
Huh.
Let me just do a swap on that.
Okay. Oh boy. So why can't we see this again? Home settings. Moonbase. Let's remove that home again. Remove home. Try again. Sure thing. Let's add a home.
That's grim.
Who's grim now?
Oh, the crap shot I just wrote. I thought about it in the car, and then I forgot about it. And then when we sat down and I was talking through some stuff, I'm like, oh, right, that crap shot. Well, I forgot it once already. If I don't get it now, it's gone forever.
Why would you do that?
So your mic's back on?
Yes.
I was going to do it when I got here, and then I came in, and I was distracted
now.
by all the things that were on the food table.
Since you're doing the crap shoot now, can you speak on the other shows from?
Everything in between?
Yeah. Just do all of them right now.
No.
Okay.
Welcome to Tinker Tuesday. Camera's over here. Hi. It is Tuesday.
145
Please get there.
Huh. Oh, right, because there's only the one accessory. We need the other one. So let's quit out of HomeKit.
So right now, this is powered.
Yes, it is. And it's got its own Wi-Fi address on it right now.
Which the idea is to then say, this guy needs to talk, no, because this needs to get onto our network.
Yeah, this currently just
Wired
sitting,
in.
it's just sitting here for no reason right now, because otherwise we'd have to go through the process of reinstalling Homebridge.
Sure.
My problem is I decided to delete Homebridge from my phone
Oh.
because I didn't think we'd be using this that Raspberry Pi again.
Uh,
But it turns out we will.
because the Pi, it is fine.
Yeah.
Yes, it was just the card that was effy.
Yeah.
And that is no good.
Raspberry Pi .local is where we're going to. We're going to SSFTP into it.
So it's Tuesday, which means it's time for Rhythm Tuesday.
Raspberry Connect.
And Tuesday isn't on Tuesday? That's ridiculous.
That's never been true. It used to be true.
Okay.
Do you need the IP address of that, or
No, I'm able to connect. It's just not seeing the other Pi. What's it called? The iPhone isn't seeing the Pi as a valid HomeKit device just yet.
Oh, because it needs to see it as like a HomeKit hub or something.
Yep.
I see.
And this is going to be fun because we're running things, concurrently. It's doing a job right now.
Right.
So we're going to go into the Homebridge directory here.
You're trying to turn that one off.
No, we're trying to use it.
Oh, try to use that one specifically. Oh, okay.
So we'll open up the
I see.
config.json.
so?
So if this one,
Since the control for the Homebridge system is going to be running on the same computer or on the same Raspberry Pi as the chat display, is there any chance of chat taking over control of the entire home automation system and being able to, like, say, control the locks on your doors?
I give them an odd 50-50.
Unless you got the ports open, I think we're pretty safe.
Probably safe. They're not going to break out of their little
probably
box
safe.
that they're in and.
All right, I do need to connect to the lights themselves now to find out.
It'll be especially fun when we can figure out how to give chat control of the DMX lighting in this place.
Lights.
Oh my God.
Okay, so the lights work.
Yep. I don't know why I keep looking down. Here, I'm going to do that from now on so I don't have to see that.
Okay.
I solved my own problem. I sit
So-
on this side.
Now, if I
can't see
join LEDNet, oh no, if I join LEDNet, then that's going to disconnect me from, well, we're doing it anyway. Let's go to 10.10.123.3. Okay, this is where our problem is.
Why?
We didn't connect to Bionic Trousers,
This is not connected to Biotrousers.
No.
Okay.
so I think that's where the problem
And
is now.
we've done this dance before.
Yes, we have.
Okay.
So,
So,
work mode, AP plus STA mode, STA setting, not my network, which
Right.
I'm not going to name for OPSEC reasons, but we will have it join this one. The password is empty. That's okay.
okay.
So it is. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so now we restart the device. I found out that this thing actually restarts extremely quickly.
Oh.
We just, we just didn't know because we didn't use it properly.
So what flipped you to that? Because we had the pin we had to keep using before,
Yeah,
right?
apparently we didn't need to use that. What I should have been doing is putting it in the dual Wi-Fi mode.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Because then you can still talk to it.
yeah, exactly.
I see. And you can just tell it from there.
Yeah, so let's go back to LEDNet, connect to 10.10.123.123 as soon as it comes back up. Come on,
Exciting.
come on.
I think your mic is rubbing against your shirt a bit there, B.
What?
All right.
Beej, not Ian.
It is probably this. So we're going to remove it from there. I'm going to stick it on my shirt.
I can tell because there's a sound when you're doing a little dance.
So always the sound when I do a little dance.
Okay,
You should hear this sound when I make a little love.
get down tonight.
That's
Okay.
Yes, it works.
That's when we forget to turn off the microphone.
Yep.
We're starting to get there. Okay.
Bong. Johnny.
Lisa needs braces.
All
I mean,
right.
Barks has bite.
Johnny.
Wait, what's the shibboleth again?
What do you mean Barks has bite?
Johnny.
What do you mean Barks has bite?
There we go. Johnny,
What do you mean Barks has bite?
etc. Oh,
I'm so glad I don't watch TV anymore. Oh my God. Oh, the things that don't have to crawl into my brain and take up space. And because I watch all of my stuff in Japanese, that means that I'm either learning Japanese or I'm learning something that doesn't make any sense anyway. So that feels really good. Anyway.
Okay. This looks good.
As somebody who hangs out with both of you, I would like to point out that you watching things in Japanese hasn't decreased the amount of just like random memes that you're picking up.
It's fair.
As an outside observer, I feel like I can say that.
That's fair. I can't. You're right, because I am not equipped to make that judgment.
Yep, that's fair. Okay, we're gonna make progress today.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm interested in seeing how this all comes together.
Or should we be seeing lights now?
No, we're currently rebooting it a third time.
Okay, so we're rebooting that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Because the idea is that this will eventually talk to the Pi,
Yes.
and then the Pi is already part of our network.
Yes.
And it is a homebridge thing. And when this thing reboots and starts to play nice on the Wi-Fi we have here, that means that the Pi can be like, yeah, now I can see this thing, or I've already know how to see this thing because they're already connected to each other, and then you'll be able to control it from there.
Correct. Okay. Problems. Check your device's Wi-Fi settings and continue. That seems not correct. But that's interesting. Again,
It's just kind of locked
quality
in.
software from another country. Let's have a look at the. I'll just read it out. I'm getting a dialog box that says, "Cannot load settings. Would you like to try again?" Exclamation point. Cancel or yes.
Would you
Oh,
like
really?
to
It's
try
The yes is
again?
in all
It
caps.
sure is.
Yeah, let's give this to
Yeah.
you guys to have a look at because it's good fun.
Oh, wow.
Ah,
It's slipping.
would you like to try it? Yes.
Or cancel.
Let's say cancel for now. Oh, okay, we're trying to connect. Connecting. Disconnected. Okay. Well, that's not great.
It's also not taking its time responding.
Can it be disconnected if it never really connected in the first place? Interesting philosophical issue.
wonder if
I
it
know what
was
happened.
Half connected. Okay, tell me more.
So I thought in the software that it was going to let me. I typed in the name of our.
This thing software.
Yes.
Okay.
And that thing software connected through the phone. I thought I was, adding the SSID for our network
Right.
so that it could connect to it. No, what I was doing was creating a new network with the name of LEDNet, name of our network here.
Oh.
And now it wants the password for our network.
Okay. Because when it's in.
So it just made another network that's named the same as
Similar.
our local network?
Yeah, I created a new network rather than connecting to the network it was supposed to.
All right. Okay. This is a solvable problem.
Yes. So that's good. We've joined this network now. Or at least my phone has joined that network. Now I can connect back to the device, hopefully finding it. So I am on the network. Cancel, back. Tap OK to reload. Okay, good. Okay, the lights are back on.
Okay.
Now,
But at your behest, at
Yes.
your command.
so let's go now once again
Can you make them fancy colors?
onto the computer. Oh yeah, through the phone, no problem. But
It's all working.
That's not part of the home kit bridge setup. Moon
Prism.
power. Make up. Do a makeup test.
Makeup test.
You are wireless. You totally could have jumped up and spun around for that. No.
Moon prism power. Moon
Wait, your nerd crap.
crystal power. Moon.
Planet power.
It wasn't planet power because
No,
that's
planet
the
was the
outers,
outers.
right? Crystal power. It wasn't moon eternal power. What was her transformation?
There is Moon Crisis power too.
Wait, Moon Crisis power?
But only in the manga.
That was just one.
I'm having a bit of a moon crisis.
Yeah.
right
The
now.
Moon Crisis, yes. Every 28 days.
We're going to get there.
Yeah, I will remember which moon power it is that she uses to transform for Eternal. We will get there.
Various moon powers.
I mean, the chat will get there for you eventually.
I know. They'll tell me soon.
I'm kind of surprised they haven't got there already.
Okay, so I've created a new network to connect this thing to. Great, there we go. All right, work mode. AP plus STA mode. STA setting.
Were we in not working mode? Was that
We
the
were
problem?
very much in not working mode.
I think I literally have not seen stars. All right, back to this.
That, interesting. Oh, great. Okay, so we do have an IP address. That's what we needed. So now we can go to our software in HomeKit and have a look at the config.json file.
Oh, so we could put what you're doing up on the screen right now.
Actually, Paul, if you want to create a new window, or you could actually just pull this up as the full screen thing. I think it's safe now. Let's clear this.
Wait. Oh, where is it?
Aha. There we go. Oh, did we just, everything just disappear? Oh. No. Oh, now I know why. Because we're not connected to,
Oh, because you're not sending anything through
now
NDI.
we should be connecting through NDI and sending those
Yeah.
pieces of software.
Hey, look at that.
There we go. Okay, so I believe 172 was the name.
Are you actually? You're not actually typing in black on a black background.
No,
right?
that's not sending the correct color scheme.
Hope everyone can make that out. Highlight it to show them what you're changing.
That is weird.
let's just try something different.
Moon Eternal makeup?
Yeah, Moon Eternal makeup. That's what it was. She never says power.
Oh, right. No, Crisis was in the anime.
I thought so. There we go.
Bam!
Wow, that looks terrible.
Wow, yeah, the Mac Classic was awful.
I'm
Up
guessing
there
it's,
doesn't work,
it's
eh?
something to do with the way that Sublime Text renders.
Yeah, because
Text?
everything else is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we've connected back there. We
That's so weird. It's like I think it's like just like rendering its shadow only or something.
Very interesting.
yeah.
I mean, it's
Okay.
legible.
Upload's complete. We're good. Let's restart Homebridge, which means I'll probably need to reconnect to the Raspberry Pi. Yep, that's a dead terminal. All right. Nope. Pi at raspberrypi.local. Homebridge. And Grump. Great.
Yay.
Okay.
There's a lot of warnings there, but that's okay. Eh?
Yeah, everything should
Cool.
be good now. So now I should be able to go into, let's
I like when the warnings are, please fix your application.
head over to the overhead camera here and see if this works out the way I want it. Yes.
Let's go overhead.
Ooh,
Hey,
that's very,
Qua.
and zoom out just a bit. There we go.
All right. Now,
Well, now we'll just need to flip that open eventually.
turn your phone around.
I can't use it.
Paul could flip that.
That sort of. If we're gonna use this for a bit, sure, yeah, I'll flip that. Do.
Hey, there we go. Perfect, because that now you can see the things the way I see them. From my perspective, the Jedi are evil.
Now you're in my head, looking through my eyes. You're spending the night in my skin.
You're not coming home tonight.
All right, make sure your accessory is powered on and nearby. Whoa, I remember now.
Yeah.
There's one more step that needs to happen. So the phone is probably still, is still connected directly to the
This
Wi-Fi
thing.
controller.
Okay.
This is the sort of thing you need to be aware of whenever you're dealing with Internet of Things devices. They all probably make their own Wi-Fi network, and you've got to make sure you're connected to the right one. All right, let's try this again. Don't have the code.
Overhead again?
Enter the code. Yep, 031455155.
And select an accessory to add to home.
Nothing.
Okay.
Why can't you be seen?
So
Home settings.
connected to we connected to Homebridge. We ensured that Homebridge restarted. Homebridge can see this thing.
Yeah, Homebridge is running, I believe. Well, we've made Homebridge see that thing.
Yeah, Homebridge actually sees it because it showed up in the terminal. It says, I found an LED strip. It's called this.
Yeah.
And can you send a command text-wise through Homebridge?
No,
you
not
wouldn't.
directly.
Okay.
What if you turn the light on first? Would that make it be easier to find?
Yeah, maybe it's dark outside.
So we've done that. If it can see this, if it's not just going off of what it sees in the configuration, if it's literally actually saying, I have found this device.
Well, I guess now we need to make sure that it's running on that device correctly. And as far as I can see, this device is not connected to our Wi-Fi correctly because it's not showing up in my in the app for that device.
Okay.
So there's a bit of troubleshooting that needs to still happen.
So to
now.
troubleshoot the Wi-Fi controller here.
Yep.
Okay.
That's easy to do. So let's go back to Safari on this machine. And 10.10.123 STA setting. No, we want.
Oh, ArcLight, my dude, if I could get Cat 5 Power of Ethernet bedroom lamps, I would be all about this Internet of Things bullshit. But since I can't,
So that's correct. This seems all correct.
because you don't want this to run as an access point, you want it to run as station, as STA.
Yeah. Mode system. Okay, here we go. Yeah, everything appears to be, it is connected to BTM private. And
You got the right IP in there, obviously. Does it need any other settings?
192.168.1.172.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Yep. Oh, maybe let's try 100. Let's try changing our Homebridge number just to see if that makes any difference whatsoever. And of course.
It put it back on this guy. Your computer was on this guy's Wi-Fi instead.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go back.
Because you had to in order to access the thing.
Too many Wi-Fis.
It's correct.
Let's just turn all of our Wi-Fi's off so we can find it.
Homebridge, once again running.
Yeah, for also, as it's coming up in the chat, WPA2 encryption, which is on pretty much every modern Wi-Fi device made in like the last, let's just say 15 years. That's probably sounds easy. There's a crack has been developed for it.
Yes.
So
that was the good one.
Yeah.
That was the like no don't use WAP. Use the other one because it's better.
yeah, don't use WEP, the
Yeah.
WEP. You should be using WPA2 instead. And they have somebody has come up with a crack for it. So keep an eye on all of your equipment. Go to the vendor websites and see if they have issued new patches for your stuff. And that basically means anything that would use WPA2 to talk, which means like your phones and stuff, but also your routers and your computers. And vendors are going to be issuing fixes.
Did you say it was on 192.168.1.72.
That's correct.
1.172.
Yeah, 172, I think. I'm not seeing anything
Yeah.
on 172.
1.172 is.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on 72. It's on 172.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? We're going to just do something fun here, and we're going to connect to home and find out if we can see it there. And if that doesn't work, then maybe we'll just move along, and you'll have to trust me that this is working. All right. So let's log into. Not going to say my stuff out loud at home.
That's a good thing. Also, this gives me another good reason to see if I can find a better firmware for my router. Or a newer firmware for my router.
I've noticed that the DDWRT firmware that I use, Kong has uploaded his revised versions as of yesterday.
Oh, cool. Okay,
So-
that's handy then. I might go look for that.
I'm disappointed that there isn't any third-party firmware for the router we use here,
Yeah, right.
because there are definitely some features that I would like to have, but sadly our router does not have fancy DDWRT stuff or any other ones.
Yeah, it's funny because when I was looking up for what we have, which is a prosumer model made by Linksys, I had just assumed that it's like, oh, well, Linksys, Cisco, these guys are definitely going to have, some pretty good firmware for this model, where you don't have to know how to use Cisco's iOS or any of that kind of stuff. I'm like, if I don't have to learn how to use any of that, that'll be great. And yeah, I was a little disappointed that it's not as extensible in terms of features, but oh well.
Okay. So that appears
To match.
good. Huh. Username shouldn't matter because that's just its own thing. Did I need to put a platform in?
Is the problem that it's slightly too low? It needs to be raised up a little bit.
And made level.
Yeah.
CMD switch camera. Oh, you know what? I think I may. Accessories, yeah. Accessory Magic Home, LED strip 192.168.1.101 or 172 as the case may be. Pure white false. Okay, everything seems to be correct. That's less than optimal. All right. Try one more time, and then we'll just move along. See if we can't get something else working and then come back to this. Because I don't want to just continue trying to punch things in like this over and over, hoping that it'll eventually work.
Yeah, unfortunately, such is the way of debugging things.
Yeah, exactly. This is the sort of thing I would just, do myself and do, but, it doesn't make for very good TV.
I'm always surprised, like when there's a thing, it's been a little bit popular lately of doing programming streams, like live programming streams. Like somebody's making like a game or something and they'll be doing it live. And like I've done a little bit of like JavaScript programming streams just for fun, doing little, some little fun plugin or something. But doing anything that's actually like really, requires a lot of debugging and a lot of really intense brain power live in front of a bunch of people seems like a very bad idea.
Isn't as easy as one would think.
Well, and it's just, that's the the thing when you're by yourself, when you're doing it, working on it by yourself, and you're just like doop-a-doop-a-doo, I'm working on this thing and doing other stuff and playing around or whatever. It's a little different when there's 300 people watching you.
Mm-hmm.
Not to put any pressure on you.
No, no pressure whatsoever.
It's so to get a handle on this, because of course, because I'm a neophyte when it comes to Homebridge, and I'm finding this very interesting. But I'm just trying to get a sense of what's the changes you're making. So we know we have a working bridge, and we know that this thing is like we know that works. We know that is also then of course on the Wi-Fi, because obviously it is. We're getting the chat
Has to
coming
be, yeah,
across,
yeah.
exactly. So all that's working just fine. So then to have this thing, the light itself, the Wi-Fi controller for the light, is part of our network here. It also is making its own network so that you can connect to it and you can say, I want to be able to make changes to you. But it is part of our network here. And you were able to access the light before and turn it on and off yourself from your phone.
Correct. So that,
Right.
Yeah.
And that was when you were connected to its Wi-Fi. Right?
Yeah.
You're using your phone to connect to its Wi-Fi, but when you connect to our Wi-Fi, the Lure Wi-Fi, you can't tell Homebridge to start it. Is that what was
Well,
happening?
the problem is that Homebridge is on the Apple device, is not, HomeKit is not seeing that this accessory exists within the Homebridge software.
This one specifically, like
Yeah.
it says, I can see Homebridge.
Well, it's
but
not even seeing that, which is the weird thing.
I see. Okay.
And that's what's annoying me, is because we had
Yeah.
it working before yesterday.
Yeah,
Or
absolutely.
at the end of the last program.
So then the minor modification that we've made to it is that we may have assigned it a new IP address, but we know otherwise that we can get this thing to fire off light. We know that
Yeah.
this is still working.
So you know what? We still have work to do to get Homebridge up and running to the place we want it to be. So let's continue on with what we were going to do today.
Okay.
And that was going to be getting this switch up and running
Sure.
in
That sounds
Homebridge. Which means we're going to have to do some work on it, which will be fun.
Now remember you took this out.
Yes.
Oh yes, because it's that thing where you took it apart and then did a thing to it.
Well, I didn't do any.
That sounds.
You didn't do anything you weren't allowed to do
Yeah.
to it.
That
Let's-
sounds like literally every episode of Tinker Tailor.
So
Solved.
let's
Let's cover what we did here.
yes.
Okay.
What we did. This is a switch. This is a Wi-Fi switch, which you can get from. I got it from Banggood. Other distributors of Chinese electronics are available. It is the Sonoff Wi-Fi smart switch. What you do is you stick power going in. You'll have power that comes out, and this device is controlled via Wi-Fi or by this little button here. The reason I went with this is because, despite being of dubious soldering quality, it does have header pins for being able to flash the firmware on it.
We're gonna get that. We'll get the focus in. You might have to do it manually, otherwise it takes just so long.
when you say
Oh, look at that.
when you say the power goes in, power goes out, we're not talking like 110
Yeah, we
like
are talking. We are talking 110 volt wall power.
wall power. Okay.
Yeah. That's AC is what this is designed for. The nice thing, the reason we went with this one is because open source firmware is available for it, which means we don't have to worry about it phoning home to China all that often to let people know what I'm.
Bonsai.
Yep.
That's good. Yes, to let them know what position your lights are in, and
we're-
also the things that you're saying in your house.
Yes.
But it's just, the people in the factory are worried about it. They just
Yeah.
want to know it's okay.
They're assigning one person to everybody who buys a Switch and
Yep.
listening in on.
It's nothing nefarious. They're just the switch just calls home just to be like, hey, how's it going? Things are pretty good here in Canada.
Yeah. I'm having a good time in this person's house.
Having a good time, turning things on and off.
You wouldn't believe the stuff I heard them say the other day. For example, did you know his PIN number is...
So there's a number of upload tools available for this. We can try Sonata, SONOTA, over-the-air updates for these Sonoff devices. But I think the first thing I want to try is ESP tool. Because I want to try using this nifty little device that we picked up here, which is...
What does that do?
This converts USB signals to serial signals.
Oh, cool.
It's literally a serial adapter, but I am going to need a mini USB to regular USB cable if you would be so kind as to grab that for me.
I was going to say one to take apart?
Yeah,
or just an actual... Oh, I see. So mini B 5-pin.
Mini or micro?
Mini B 5-pin, yeah.
Taking it apart?
we are not taking it apart. I am not going to ruin this one.
The kind of one you would put on a point-and-shoot camera, generally. I hate that these came in 4-pin and 5-pin.
Hear how long it is?
Nope. I didn't know they came in different pin numbers.
Yeah, I ran across it one time
Thank you.
where I was like, this doesn't fit. And then I went online and had a look, and I'm like, oh God, why? Why did you make a 4 and a 5-pin version?
Oh, right. They make the 4 ones, which usually show up in Nikon cameras.
Yeah, and they look so similar to the
They're
4-pin
just
Firewire.
Slightly,
ports.
yeah, they do.
Because they're like, it's like USB is pretty dumb,
Yeah.
but is there a way that we could make it dumber?
Dumber.
I guess I applaud the fact that they were like, we're gonna need a whole bunch of different form factors, like we understand at different levels.
Well, it lights up. That's a good start.
Yeah.
What? But why?
But ultimately, it's like you went too far. You went too far.
So we're going to, let's make a new directory in my home directory called ESP tool, mkdir, ESP tool.
Can I bring up the terminal or the screen?
Yeah, if you'd like to do that right now, that would be fine.
Now this is
The
also
terminal? Or?
Yeah, let's bring the terminal into the corner.
so
Yes.
the serial adapter specifically is not a permanent installation to this. It's literally so you can get firmware on here.
Exactly. It's I've kind of held off on buying a serial adapter because I had no long-term need for it, and now that I'm going to start flashing more and more of these devices.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have these all over your house. Yeah.
Well, these are also nifty to or useful to have around if you want to play around with any sort of custom firmwares in really anything that you own, because if you screw up a firmware flash, sometimes the only way to get back at it is to actually connect directly to pins or pads on the motherboard.
So is this what they call JTAG?
Yes,
I see.
I believe this is what they call JTAG.
I have a feeling somebody had actually. Oh yeah, and Aaron just actually mentioned there. Ian's gonna JTAG it, and I'm like, I don't know if this is like the thing is I've heard of being able to use a JTAG header to flash a bricked router. That sometimes you can do that.
Is JTAG is just the name of that cable?
I think it's specifically for the type of header you would have, like the on the board, it would have a JTAG header on the board. And it's like, this is meant to be accessed serially.
We could actually just check our good friends at Wikipedia for those of you at home who are curious but don't actually want to do it themselves. JTAG stands for Joint Test Action Group.
I see. Well, that's made it more complicated.
And it's actually a standard of on-chip instrumentation for electronic design and automation and debugging information.
It's debug access.
Flashing, yeah.
Okay. So this might not specifically be JTAG, but this is the same kind of idea.
Yeah.
I see. That's kind of cool.
So
Is the, you don't really get them anymore, but back in the day when you bought like a mouse or a keyboard, you would often get like a USB to keyboard or mouse little adapter thing with it. Just like a little thing that was like,
PS2 to USB.
yeah. Is it, that's a USB serial, like, because PS2 or that port is a serial port, isn't it?
I don't.
Because the PS2 port is a form factor.
Yeah.
I don't know what protocol's
I
behind it.
believe, and it may be a serial data connection.
Now
but
I'm
it's-
really
I don't think
curious.
it's standard serial.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm going to look it up.
This is
before someone in the chat tells me what it is.
Chat says this is a UART,
Ah,
not JTAG.
UART. Thank you.
Haha. They're funny words.
Can I install ESP tool? Yes, I can pip install ESP tool. Great. Okay.
I think literally the PS2 keyboard and mouse port. Okay, so the keyboard port I think is pin similar to the DIN 5 connector that you would have used, the really big fat one with the 5 that looks like a MIDI, the old style MIDI thing, right? 5-pin MIDI practically. And I have no idea what that would have done for, like, it sends serial data at 10.0 to 16.7 kilohertz with 1 start bit, 8 data bits, 1 parity bit, odd, 1 stop bit, 1 ACK bit if hosted device. So, sure.
Sure. Okay, we're going to download the latest Tasmota.
Oh, it's serial, synchronous, and bidirectional. So it is a serial port, kind of. Yes.
Yeah. I always second guess myself when I'm like, those ports on the back, like the PS2 ports. Wait, no, that's not what a PS. Wait, what's a? And then I keep getting confused with an actual PlayStation 2 like controller port.
Yes.
And it's like, wait, no, that's a different port.
Versus IBM Personal Systems 2.
As a couple people in the chat have mentioned, relevant to Tinker Tailor, although you should be watching us. There is a giant robot battle happening.
Oh shit.
Though apparently it happened earlier and is just being broadcast now.
Oh, okay.
So the battle has already happened.
Yeah, the results were not properly.
No, we're never gonna.
We're not broadcast yet.
They were broadcasting it with like a delay in case something went horribly wrong. It's like, oh my god, everybody.
Well,
Okay,
let us know who won.
Let's, it's like, maybe we should broadcast this because the robot went insane.
My money's on Kuratas. But then again, I have affiliation with Nippon.
Oh yes, well that's fair.
Not sure what that was about.
I don't either.
Turns out I also figured out that I don't have wget installed in my machine today, so
Oh, interesting.
that's new. Burp. Nope.
I'm not seeing what you're typing in the. It must be a different terminal.
It is a different terminal.
It shouldn't be a different terminal. Oh, is it counting? Can you see this? No. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, there we go. It came back.
it just didn't update for some reason.
There we go. Oh, wah. Okay, good. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it, chat. All right. wget. Burp. No. wget. Where's my... There we are.
I bet there's, for this giant robot battle, I bet there's like 2 people sitting around in the, sitting like off to the side being like, why won't it connect to the stupid Wi-Fi network?
Yeah. It turns out
the robot just is like walking in a circle.
the 2 rudimentary AIs have been in contact with each other and like, we need to not fight.
Yeah, it's
we
just like,
need to
why-
work together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why are we fighting?
So, there's a few things we need to do here before we can get this going.
All right, let's break out a list.
Step 1 is we need to connect power to it, because we need to get it into upload mode while applying power.
That's literally what these 2 things on the side are for, aren't they? Are they device?
Yeah, those are power connections. One is power in, one is power out.
Okay.
And so the power that it is controlling, it also uses a bit of that to power itself.
Exactly. Yeah, it's basically just controlling a very tiny relay in there.
I'm kind of blown away by the fact that you said, "Oh yeah, this is just going to take just straight AC power," and I was like, "You don't say."
But I do, Peach.
All right.
So
I
it,
do.
obviously it doesn't have an actual like plug on it.
No, and for that we're going to use my friend. Where is it?
Oh, your dangerous cable?
Yeah, the danger cable.
Oh, good.
Where
I was afraid we weren't going to be able to use the danger cable.
Yay!
There's the danger cable.
That's the danger cable.
Everyone loves the danger cable.
Shit! I love the danger cable. It's so bad. Do you need a plug?
I do need a plug.
Good luck. I hope you find one.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus.
oh, this. Ah.
It's not.
You just show the danger cable.
Oh yeah, for those of you who are
Stop moving
aware.
it around.
That's a very long lead on your danger cable. It's got to get in there.
Yeah, we need cables. So let's see, which way was in again?
That would never cross. Those tips are not long enough to touch each other.
Not one bit. Okay. Right. So input, and it matters.
I find that everyone here, I'm guessing that the people who are freaking out are probably not from the UK, because what I've learned from watching people talk about like living in the UK, apparently growing up in class, they teach you how to wire leads as part of like a probably health class,
Well,
as
and-
far as I know.
And
It's-
why not?
Yeah.
This is the sort of information.
But apparently it's because every device that you get, like when you buy like a kettle, it comes with a cable, and that cable has a plug on one end, your standard kind of computery looking IEC whatever, right? To two bare leads, or three because you got to count the ground, and then what you do is you're supposed to acquire your own plugs,
Yeah.
and you're supposed to wire that up yourself.
Yeah, which is something that that I have done to change extension cords or fix extension cords.
Sure.
Like this.
There's no danger in that yet.
Do you want to know what?
Please no.
There is no danger in this.
That's true. Just waiting for you to drop it and have
the-
it fall on your
Yeah.
Mac and have the two ends short because it's made of
Yes,
metal.
That is a thing that
That
can
is
happen.
dangerous.
That is a thing that can happen.
Yes.
Don't
Do
do
it.
that.
No. Absolutely. So, yeah, it's. I find that fascinating when I found out that it was like, oh yeah, in the UK they teach you to wire leads because it's a life skill. You're going to need to know how to do this.
There actually is. I mean, I've seen a couple of things about. I mean, obviously made by people from the UK, but talking about how the UK plug is a superior plug, right? But one of the things they talk about is that the normal UK plug, every plug has a fuse in it, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Like the outlets are switched, which I think is an amazing idea that they put a switch right on the outlet. The fuses are built right into the line or into the plug itself, but whatever. But I'll tell you one glaring deficiency of the UK system of plug.
And that is
When I step on a computer
Oh,
cable in
right.
the middle of the night and it's a US plug, I don't have to go get a tetanus shot.
Yeah, I remember when we did that crap shot a long time ago about people the guys torturing the guy by putting Lego on the ground
Yes.
and being like, "You can leave whenever you want." Ha 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 ha. There's a contingent in the comments that's like, "Ha! Try stepping on a plug in the middle of the night."
and the question of what? I just do want to mention that don't be afraid of electronics. Be aware of the risk,
Sure.
but being afraid of it is what keeps people from being able to do their.
Not afraid of electronics.
That's good. What are you afraid of?
I'm afraid of Ian holding electronics.
Well, I mean, people in the so and let's also be very nice to Ian. I know
Okay.
he's working with 110 volt, 120 volt AC here, and being like, well, it's Ian. He'll probably just touch the leads together just to show you a lesson. And I'm like, no, he wouldn't.
That's not
insane.
what I. That's not what I would.
Paul was telling us there's a channel for guys who like to get electrocuted and teach you things. He was telling us about it earlier. You could go watch that, but we're not not trying to start fires here. They just happen.
This is not first and foremost a comedy show.
That's why I'm here, because I'm trying to lighten the mood, I think. I don't know.
I even decided because I was not comfortable with it
Yeah.
to trim the copper back.
Thank you for
on
doing that,
those,
by the way.
Because now there's no exposed copper.
Yeah,
I feel better about that.
that's good.
Because I wasn't comfortable with it. Work to your level of comfort.
As Ashiok Nightmare Beaver says, that channel, by the way, Electric Boom.
Hey,
Electro Boom.
Electro boom.
It's actually, the guy who does it clearly knows actually what he's doing.
Yes.
And so it's mostly for entertainment value, and he knows that the shocks won't be deadly.
Permanent.
So
All right.
before we can upload the new firmware, we have to put the device in firmware upload mode.
Ooh, blinky.
Yeah, so you can see the blinkies happening. That means that the device is functioning. In order to put the device in firmware upload mode, we need to short ground pin GPIO00 while applying power
Short it to what?
to ground.
Oh, I see.
I'm not going to do that, but you can do that by pushing the button. So
What button?
the single button.
Oh, there is a button. Okay.
Yeah. So that button in normal operation mode will control the switch, allow you to switch it on and off.
Oh, okay.
Now, this is also very important to note. Do not perform the firmware upload while the device is connected to AC power.
Wait, hang on. How else does it get power?
It gets power through the serial connection.
Oh.
Serial connections provide 3.3
Whatever.
volts.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's neat. All right.
All right. What is the next step? So we need to short that. And then... So, plug it in, push it in, and let go. Okay, it's not flashing. I think that's good.
Or it's dead.
Yeah, it doesn't mention.
It's good.
Okay, so put it in firmware update mode by doing that. Now we need to connect the serial interface and,
I found it.
well, GPA. Oh.
While it's shorted?
While it's still shorted. Okay,
So is it you have to hold the button down, keep the button held down?
think so. So let's
Do you
connect.
need a third hand?
No, I'm going to connect these up.
I wasn't strictly volunteering, but
I also need to know which ones to connect this to, which is going to be a question.
excuse me.
Thankfully, you can find out all about this on the Wikipedia page for the Sonoff Tasmota. Hardware preparation. There we go. Thanks, Wiki. Okay, so if you want to switch over quickly to my browser window, Paul, I'll give you an example of what happens when you connect the AC power and the serial connection at the same time. Don't do that.
Hey, cool.
Yeah. Could we not do that?
Yeah.
Jesus.
So, the fifth pin is irrelevant for the serial connector. So we need to connect up ground and the various other pins. So I don't know which one is ground.
Well, then the device's additional info page, would that actually tell you which one it is?
Let's check it out.
Because this is a what? This is a Sonoff Wi-Fi smart switch, and I don't see anything else on here that says what model it is. Is it the box? Would the box have that information?
Is this the Sonoff Basic? Let's find out. Item project page. Let's have a look at that.
New Sonoff Wi-Fi and lots of kanji.
That sure does look like what we got here. Pros remote control, smart timers, voice control, and sync status. Small body, powerful function.
Well then.
All right, okay.
You don't want to compare?
Here we go.
Okay.
The 4 pins, 3 volt TX RX ground in the middle of the PC right next to the on-off board button. New version provided 5 pins below the button. Ignore the pin farthest away from the button. If available, the square pin right next to the button is the 3.3 volt line.
Victory.
So there we go.
Okay.
So we need,
I like newer versions have 5 pins. The 5th pin is a trap. Don't use it.
So you send the 3.3 volt, obviously, to 3.3 volt, because that's
Yep.
what happens. You
So
send
that's-
ground to ground.
that's the one that's top. And then we want RX, which is
Well, you want to send the
TX to the R. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's the red there. TX from, for those maybe not aware, TX being transmit.
And RX means receive.
Yeah.
So because the serial the serial converter is transmitting something. The module that we're sending it to, the SON-off, has to receive it, and also then going back the other way, a transmit from the SON-off module has to come to receive on the other end.
Because engineers don't know how to spell.
Yeah.
Ground down there. Okay, so now comes the scary part,
Which is?
connecting it at the right time.
Wait, this is like a rhythm function? Like it's a timed event?
I don't think so.
This is Rhythm Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay, so
Just get an electric shock if you do it wrong. That is a terrible peripheral.
Heather's
thing.
wheels are turning right now, thinking like, "Oh, I got a new idea for a game we can play."
Oh, have you not played Shock Roulette?
Zot.
That's a thing that exists.
connect the serial interface to your
I
PC
have
while
not.
the device while GPIO is grounded. So by holding the button down. Okay, and connecting. Boop. Okay, so we're connected there.
Okay.
Now we need to find out which COM port that I am using here. Let's see. I've never done this before. I'm not even certain that this,
We'll be able to pick it up.
yeah, that this device works.
This is the first time we get to use this. That's awesome.
Yeah. So let's have a look at the down here and USB tube. Aha! FT232R USB UART.
Okay.
And that is just there. Okay. Well, that's good to know.
So you probably have to. Does it give you instructions on how to look for it?
Well, it's on Linux and Unix and systems. It's at devtty USB something. So
TTY,
actually-
USB. Hang on, let me just see here. Oh, it could be any of those.
Yeah, so let's see what we've got actually in our dev.tty or in our dev folder. ls-dev/tty star.
You'll have a lot of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is quite a few.
I have to ask for TTY USB specifically, or
Oh, there we go. TTY USB serial A5028. That sounds promising.
oh, neat. Yeah, I could see that.
Any of those? Well, actually, we've got a match
Good.
between the serial number in the system profiler and that thing. So
That's
that's
awesome.
super easy.
Yeah.
I'll just be able to autocomplete to USB TTY serial.
Yeah, Camorix in the chat had a suggestion there too.
LS USB.
That
Yeah.
that would have been a lot easier.
No, I'd have gone into proc. Started looking around.
Just digging around in proc.
I don't know why that was like. That was, I think, because I was using Linux when USB was still fairly new, and so all the USB subsystem stuff was still really weird. So I kind of remembered all the ways to find USB devices through the very primitive tools they created in the beginning, and had no idea about LS-USB. And every time since then, whenever I'd had to Google, well, how do I find out what USB shit is connected? Well, I guess I have to go to proc and look through all my devices, and it's like, and
Is
then
it LS space USB or
LS USB, one whole thing, which may or may
That
not.
does not exist on Mac OS
Then
10.
there you go.
Well, hold on a second. Brew install or brew list search LS USB. Has it been ported? It looks like it may not have been.
Yeah, it might not be.
The answer is no.
All right.
There's a new formula available, so it does exist, but it's not currently active.
I need to stop playing with the Velcro. That's probably irritating.
TTY.LUSB serial right_flash-fs
I feel like we need to get you a laptop stand.
fm.0x0 sonoff.bin. Let's see if it works. Oh, it's connecting.
Okay.
Things going on. Let's bring up the terminal here just for some
Excitement. Oh, didn't scroll down enough.
There we go.
There we go.
Huh.
Oh, it's Morse code.
Yeah, I don't.
It's going help.
Like it should be pretty fast. I would assume.
Probably.
Are you so, okay? Let's see what you're doing here. ESP2 apply on this port. Write flash, FS.
Okay, so there was no.
Waiting for packet header.
So I guess there's no connection there between the two of them. Maybe I did the wrong thing in terms of connection. So let's unplug and try again.
Okay.
Camorix give you a different line there.
Oh, you can IOReg-P IOUSB-L-W0 would give you LSUSB,
Okay.
which might, I mean, that could be a way to tell you things, but because I assume that everything that ESP2 apply was doing there, it's if it doesn't actually give you any feedback from the device, we'll see. W, yeah.
Okay. That's a lot of information. Yep, there it is. But that doesn't tell me where it is.
So you need the COM port number for it?
No, that's working properly, I believe. I'm pretty sure that the COM port system is working, or the adapter is working properly. What I think isn't working properly is I might have something wrong with my connection. So I am giving 3.3 volts, which is what it wants. Oop, goodbye. Did I miss any steps in the hardware preparation?
You're sure this is the basic switch and it isn't like the basic 2 or some other sort
Yeah.
of weird thing?
VCC, RxTX ground, okay. Yeah, and we are connected to RxTX VCC. It's all very small. Yeah, and VCC, okay, so all is good there. The only thing I might wonder is if we inadvertently got the send and receive ports mixed up.
Well,
Let's just see if it sends, if it connects.
the other thing I would have said is like, you're sure your solder is.
So it's flashing again now, right?
Yeah, so flashing means it's flashing. I don't think that that's connecting, so let's kill that. Oh, interesting.
Do you
So
have-
it is getting power then from this.
Because it is blinking.
Disconnects, so to bring a SON-off module into flash mode, disconnect serial programmer and power. Connect GPIO and ground by pressing the onboard button or connection via cable.
And then plug that thing back in. Can we get
Yeah,
that?
please plug that in, and then after 1 to 2 seconds.
If all went well, you are now in flash mode and ready to continue.
Okay, well, that's... Yeah, that looks like it's not connecting.
Well, you did unplug it.
Do you want to check the...
I'm wondering, like, do you have a D message or something on here that would show you, like, showing something unplugged and getting plugged back in? Like, if you DMESG, does it actually show you a list of here's everything that just happened? No, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you do D...
It's not.
Oh, wait a second.
Good password. Takes you that long to type it in. That's a good password.
Ah, there we go. Okay, so there's your D message.
Does it show it actually assigning it a
Bluetooth USB host controller, something, force power, gated, suspended after 1 millisecond. Permit idling.
USB host device? But nothing about where it's putting this device.
No. But judging based on the
I mean, yeah, I would have done like you did and made the assumption that when you plugged that thing in, it was called, and it showed up in your devices as this, and it matches everything else. I'm like, this must be the right device. That you don't need like a raw device or something like that to write to.
Yeah, CU USB serial and TTY USB serial. Oh, were we sending?
We were sending to TTY, were we not?
Yeah, which is I think what we want.
I'm assuming.
I assume so as well. Yep, they say that's the case. Now, here's a question. Well, let's just see here if we can remove things. Serial connection, bring in module, flash module. Yep, okay, so that's the, this is the hardware preparation, right?
Yeah, I mean the other thing we could try is
We could try the over-the-air version.
I was going to say we could try connecting this thing up to a Raspberry Pi and using Linux to do it.
Don't know if that would help any, but let's continue on with what we've got here. I want to try the over-the-air version.
There's a suggestion to clear out the buffer and the demessage buffer and then try
To unplug and replug everything.
Sure, yeah,
So
why
it's
not?
demessage space.
Do DMSG space C. Ah, there's an E in.
Yeah.
Okay. Unplug, replug.
Maybe you don't have C.
Yeah, I might not have C.
Yeah, okay. It's fine.
Okay, let's unplug.
Mac
Okay,
OS, everybody.
you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna try swapping around the TX and RX.
Sure.
Because honestly, I can
Might as
believe
well.
it being a question of which one do we consider to be the RX and which one would we consider to be the TX.
That's fair, yeah. Yeah. This is Mac OS, everybody. This is not Linux that he's working on right now. So,
it's a BSD.
yeah, it's a BSD. So that might throw you off in terms of available tools and stuff, if you're wondering. We're not doing this all the configuration through a Raspberry Pi. We're
Yeah,
doing it
no.
all here.
All right, let's try again.
And that's okay. So we just had the question come up in chat. What is a Raspberry Pi? It is a cheap computer. Can I take the lid off this
You
thing?
certainly may.
How?
Oh, here. Well, let's take.
Just realize that it's because that one's not being in use yet.
Just gotta pry it apart.
Oh right, because of all the.
It's because it's a terrible case design. There we go.
This is a Raspberry Pi. On its own. I'm going to just leave it right here because I realize that Heather is looking things up.
You won't talk with your hands. It's very annoying.
So it is a tiny little computer that was invented in the UK as a way of giving kids a tiny computer to play with because they really like the idea of having like the BBC Micro and like the ZX Spectrum and like all the other computers that used to have growing up. These guys were like, we should be able to make tiny, cheap computers for kids to use and teach them how to use computers and do stuff like that. So they came with this design, and because it came with a very powerful design for this little credit card sized computer that has like composite video and it has an SPDIF on it and it has an HDMI port and it has 10100 and it has USB, so Ethernet, and has two USB ports on it, and it also has a header that you can connect whatever you like to it and control things using the pin header. It's a general purpose input-output header. And they sold these for $35. They sold millions of them because a whole bunch of hackers like Ian and I were like, holy shit, what? I
Tiny computer I can do a thing with.
Yeah.
Turns out they never got
Any of the
got
kids.
close to any kids.
No, exactly. Because they sold out so fast, and they have continually refined the design. This is the Raspberry Pi Model B. Is Raspberry Pi 1. They don't call it the 1, but it's the Model B, which means it has twice the amount of RAM that the Model A did. They revised the design for the Pi 2, and then like the board design and everything else, and also made it faster, whatever else. And then they made the Raspberry Pi 3, which is just way faster, has some nicer hardware in it, but is the same design as the like board design as the 2, with I think minor little changes. But these are great if you're into if you want to have a little computer that doesn't take up a lot of power, that just kind of like, I use mine as a seed box for acquiring Linux distros at home.
So many different Linux distros.
So many Linux distros. Yeah, so it's that's they're great for just like Ian's using his as a way of providing home automation for things in his house.
And I mean, the chat is currently being run by a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, all of you are on a Raspberry Pi right now.
It's basically because it turns out that like a Raspberry Pi 3 is not that much less powerful than like a computer from maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like the pace of invention is such that a Raspberry Pi 3 can do, basically everything that you would want to do on a computer other than really heavy, graphics or 3D stuff. Is not going to happen. But
yeah. It's ideal for like you can watch H.264 videos. It has hardware decoding, I think, built onto the Broadcom CPU. It's this whole system on a chip that runs. And yeah, there's a bunch of variants. There's a Banana Pi and an Orange Pi, and that's because there are other companies who took the design of it and said, well, we want to put a different chip on board, or we want to do a different thing with it. And those will cost more, they'll cost less. And the Raspberry Pi organizations kind of stayed to this thing of, we want to make educational computers. We want to make a computer that's going to cost as little money as possible. And in the process of doing that, they also came up with the Raspberry Pi Zero, which the Zero is a very small board, about
even smaller.
Yeah, a third of that size, very, very flat, and is missing an awful lot of connections. It's basically like a USB port, micro USB for power, a micro USB port for connecting USB devices, mini HDMI or micro HDMI, and that's kind of it, I think. It has a header on it, but none of the pins are there. You'd have to solder the pins on yourself, which is something Ian loves to do. And
That's the thing I do.
They sold them for $5. You could, in fact, buy a copy of the, I think it was Magpie or something, which is the Raspberry Pi magazine. You could buy that in stores, and it was like, this is the Raspberry Pi Zero issue that talks about the Raspberry Pi Zero.
Also, here's
the Zero.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was like $8 for the magazine, and you've already bought the
Here,
thing. And
have this.
yeah, we just want you to have this to work on it. It was so neat.
And then there's also the Raspberry Pi W, which is a Zero, but it also has Wi-Fi
And Bluetooth.
So which makes its possible applications even larger.
Yeah, to be able to be like, I can make this little thing. They have camera headers on the newer ones as well, so you can attach the Raspberry Pi camera module to it, and there's like all these little modules and stuff, and hats that they make to go. I mean, I say hat, but it's something that plugs into the GPIO header. So you can add a real-time clock, you can add a battery backup, so it's got like its own UPS. You can add all sorts of crazy other things that they've made. They're fantastic.
It's so weird. Like, it's weird. I feel like maybe I don't know that much about sort of embedded and wearable stuff, but it seems like Raspberry Pis have basically, especially now that the Zero is out, replaces a lot of the usage of like Arduino type devices.
Yeah, if you're somebody who wants to get started in doing these kind of projects, and you're like, well, I could probably program an Arduino to do it, but then I'd have to learn how to program an Arduino, but
it's like,
I'm not going to do that.
But it's like, we're at the point now where you can get a computer that can run a full Linux distro for probably cheaper than you can get one of these little embedded boards.
Yeah.
That runs its own system that you have to figure out. Where it's like, oh yeah, I could just get one that runs Linux.
Yeah, they're just fantastic little ideas for stuff. Texan Reverend was very generous by sending us. Ian got a Zero and I got a Zero, and I haven't still figured out a thing to do with my Zero yet, because I already have a Pi running in my house doing
And
tasks.
I'm doing the, I use the the Raspberry. I used to use the Raspberry Pi as my home bridge device,
Yeah.
and then I just decided, well, it doesn't need to be running on a Raspberry Pi. I can run this in a virtual machine on one of my other servers.
Yeah, which is already powered up and running.
Exactly. Why add another device when I don't
Yeah.
need to?
And I mean, we talked about, so what could Beej be doing right now to work on stuff? And it's like, well, actually, the Raspberry Pi project I had in mind, I already finished, so I didn't want to bring it in and just redo it. But it was install the Raspbian distro on the Pi, then go to this guy's website and download the player script he made to play back videos. And then modify it so that, and it's a very minor modification just to say, don't play off a USB stick, play off the SD card. Excuse me. And the idea for that is, I'm been working on that booth kit, which if you guys were watching Loading Time from like a while ago, this is one of the last things that I'm trying to do for the booth kit, which is we're going to have, when we go to events, we want to have a monitor up, a TV or something up that we can plug the Raspberry Pi into to play stuff back. And the nice thing about the Pis is they don't use a lot of power, so you can run them off of a USB port. You can run them off of something that doesn't take a lot of power. You can get a monitor or TV that has USB built in. You just run it off that.
A lot of TVs just have that now. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of the aim is to provide something like that so we can attract people's attention while they're like walking by and stuff. It's like we have a thing up that shows a video of here's the stuff we make, and maybe do some fun things like put up like you see what runs over all of our ads that run during the break. Put some of those things in there as well to say, hey, yeah, we make a lot of different stuff. If you're interested in more merch than what we have at the booth, here's the other merch that we offer, and here's the prices for the stuff that you're currently looking at, things like that. So,
I mean, also, of course, in terms of uses for Raspberry Pi, I believe the Nintendo, the SNES Mini, and the NES Mini is literally a Raspberry Pi inside.
yeah, well, that's the thing. I don't know if it's actually the Pi, but it might be like a variant of it.
Yeah,
because I don't think it's the proper Pi. But.
It is, but it's essentially the same hardware inside as a which is part of the reason why people have been so successful in hacking it.
Yeah.
So you mean that gives you an idea of the kind of capabilities. I think people have gotten all the way up to sort of PS1 level emulation on one.
Yeah. It's kind of nuts. You can, a lot of people were like, they were mad because there's not enough NES Classics and SNES Classics out there, and they're like, well, I guess I'll just build my own using the RetroPie distro or program or whatever it is, and then you can have a Raspberry Pi running a whole bunch of emulated stuff, which is not okay, and you shouldn't do it. There, I did it.
Yeah.
I talked everyone out of it.
You can have a Raspberry Pi running emulated Linux distros.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think now might be a good time for us to take a short break
Okay.
while we get some stuff together, and we'll be back with some more Tinker Tailor Soldier Fry in just a few moments. Don't go away.
All right.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tinker Tailor Soldier Fry, where we are attempting to flash this sawn-off shotgun. Chinese switch of, hey, that's a switch.
I brought my own Switch.
Why?
It's a Japanese Switch.
Japanese Switch.
Let's connect to the UART on that.
It's way too expensive to be taking apart. We have fun here.
Here,
That was just for the visual gag.
Just for the visual gag. Actually, I would kind of like to, since we're a Let's Try, I kind of want to pop that one open because it's, of course, we haven't unwrapped it yet, which means it's never been connected to a network, which means we could set it to July 11th, which means we could see whether or not the golf hack works.
oh,
Play golf.
We could play golf. But that's fine. Won't worry about that. July 11th
Okay.
will come again.
Ooh,
here.
Arclight Dynamos mentioned the Living Computer Museum a few episodes ago when
Ben.
Dandy
Swallow.
Geek Ben was here. Yeah, we talked extensively about that. It seems super, super neat.
I'm super excited to go back there at some point if I can. Python. Okay, so that's Python 2.
So where are we at now? What is the holdup, do you think?
Well, right now the holdup for me is that a couple things here is
Okay.
that I can't.
We can't get the firmware onto there using this thing because
Because for some reason it's not working.
Okay.
That's always that's always the worst answer whenever you're trying to troubleshoot.
Okay.
Something is the answer for some reason.
for some reason.
So what I'm trying to do is get Python 3 installed on here so that we can try a different method. That seems to have problems as well. There are some issues linking Python.
Can you tell if, for example, the actual little USB serial bridge you're using is working okay?
That seems to work. I got it flashing by changing where I was sending the commands to.
Okay.
The CU.
Instead of the TTY.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you could you try, like, could you use this switch in its actual
In its
factory form?
factory form. I suppose we could give that a try. I'd need to connect something up to the other end of it, but thankfully I have something for that. Sure, why not? Let's see what happens
Test
then.
it to see whether the switch works at all,
Yeah.
I guess.
Do you has this one been formatted and is a ready Raspberry Pi?
It is a ready Raspberry Pi.
So if I connected to this, like if I set this all up and try to connect to it, we would have a Linux computer on the table we could
If
try connecting
you'd
to as
like
well.
to try that again,
Because
I'd be perfectly welcome to.
It does have Python on there.
Python 3?
I believe it comes with Python 3 installed, but I'll have to double check.
Yeah, that seems odd because that's
I know it's not really the norm, but
You see that in the chat there from WJ
JWC. Yeah, for linking Python with Homebrew, you have to either edit your path or just use the command Python 3. Let me see if that works. Thank you. That might be easy. Python 3. Hey, it's there.
oh well, hell.
EOF. No.
Also, I don't know where our other that Samsung monitor went to.
Thank you. That just makes things a lot easier.
And I'm not going to worry about what I was about to do.
Okay, so download the repo. Change to the Son OTA directory, which we are currently in, and run
Hello.
pip3 install, pip3 install --user -r requirements.txt. Brew install pip3. No formula for pip3.
What about just pip then?
Oh, that's what I need to do is Python 3 -m pip install --upgrade pip.
Nice.
No module named pip.
Arclight is asking about the booth kit. Am I considering a TV/monitor or a small projector? The former, the TV monitor, TV/monitor, seems kind of big to lug around. Yes, that's why we have a case. And it's not going to be a 40-inch TV. It's going to be probably somewhere around like a 24-inch monitor, I think.
Yeah, and monitors are pretty light these days.
Absolutely.
And yeah, projector. The most, for one thing, you have to then set up a screen. Like most convention environments are going to be pretty bright.
Yeah.
For a projector.
Yeah, so it's fighting that, and it was like if we could get a TV that we could put inside a kit that was easy enough to haul around and like do all these things with it, like that would be great. Except that the kit can't be massive, and it's going to be heavy to begin with, and so given all the things we put in it, it was like.
Thank you.
I did a lot of work to try to decide where it all goes, how it should all fit together, and what it should fit into, and found the smallest case I could deal with, which is essentially a. It would hold an 88-key piano keyboard.
Elemental Alchemist, sorry, that doesn't appear to get me there. Python 3 -- version. Python 3.6.3 is correct.
Would I be able to construct a support system which would safely allow me to wear a 40-inch TV as a hat? Yes, but I couldn't wear it on the plane.
Also, I feel like that support system would involve like stuff attaching to the ground.
Maybe. I mean,
To your back, maybe.
like some of these TVs are awfully light that we have here. I was surprised.
It's true. A 40-inch TV is big, though.
Yeah, so some sort of neck brace.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, if I did have a neck brace, I could actually probably put a pipe up the neck brace and with a vase mount on top and run the pipe down to like a harness or a back brace.
So it would be that Sentai Panic outfit you did.
Yeah, it would be. I would be King Lord Sovereign.
It would be great. It would be like, yeah, because you'd be like having, it would be super handy if you're in battle too, because you'd be like one of those, the samurai warriors with the big banner.
Yeah.
Except you can just change what's on the banner whenever you want.
Change to another team and
Yeah,
be like,
yeah.
I'm on his side now.
Right. Pip 3.
So
Pip
mine-
3! Hooray! We got Pip 3.
Got there. All right, that's good.
All I had to do is
Pip 3 for Python 3.
Yeah. So now you use pip to install.
Sonata.
Hey, Beej, do you want to talk about projectors?
Yeah, I do.
That's something that you know a little bit
I love
about.
talking about projectors. Let me tell you about a projector I bought once. Do we have an hour? We do have an hour. Holy shit. I guess I could give the short version of that. I bought a projector from a company called Lumen Labs because they were going to make DIY-esque projectors that they
Yeah,
would
I remember
sell to you.
there was a lot of buzz around them for a while.
Yeah, they were shit.
This is about 10 years ago.
They were
Yeah.
awful. They were
3.
480p, which was fine by me because 480p is fine by me. I need a little button because the Wii was 480p. And I didn't care. I didn't care if I watched anything in higher res or not because it didn't really matter if I had like a 720p projector or not. Besides, the projector I had before it was a 640 by 40 projector anyway. It was one of these big long throw ones with a huge 9-inch LCD on the inside. And these guys came up with a way to make a projector. I got it. After having it for like 2 or 3 months, it failed, so I sent it back. It took them 6 months to fix it and send it back. Then it failed again. Then I sent it back. Like the LCD got like a weird kind of like discoloration on it, so I sent it back again. They had it for like another 6 months. This is North Carolina, they had it. They sent it back. I had moved and told them I moved, but they sent it to the old address, so it got sent back to them, and then it got sent back to me again. And then when it arrived, this time it had duty applied to it because they didn't put down that it was a repair on the manifest or anywhere. They just put down as a projector, so I got charged duty and all sorts of other shit by UPS. And again, it took months to get it back. Then it failed again within a month. Then I think I sent it back. After that, I moved to Olds. I was living in Edmonton all this time. And then when I finally got it back, it lasted like another 2 or 3 months, and the power supply gave out on it, and I said, no, done, had enough. I'm going to Visions and buying an Epson. I've had that since. We've had that for like about 6, 7 years. Yeah, and it's been great. It has a discoloration because the LCDs are slightly misaligned, and I did not get that looked at in time when it was still under warranty, but I would buy an Epson again. It's been great. Projectors. Yeah, anyway, how's this going?
Hopefully good. 1 second, do not go back to the terminal yet.
Okay.
Oh, we are doing important thingos.
I remember one time I was talking to somebody, a friend, a few years ago, and they were talking. They had this idea of
I need to plug this into power now.
they had this idea of going around and projecting movies like on the beach and stuff, sort of
Yeah.
as a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
But they wanted to do it like during the day. and they were like, "So what kind of a projector do I need for that?" And I was like, "That's
An IMAX projector.
It's like you're not gonna do it. Like you're not gonna be able to do that." She's like, "Why not?" And I'm like, "Well, because the darkest you can't project dark." Right? Like the darkest you could get is just how light it is. Naturally.
Oh, it's so good. You can't project dark.
So what I need to
Which
do,
is, it's one of those things that's like you don't actually think about when you're using a projector, but you're like, oh yeah, right, of course.
Yeah.
okay. So supposedly I've got the over-the-air software running to update this. Now what I need to do is somehow connect to, get this little switch up and running in Wi-Fi mode.
Uh-oh.
Are we going to have the same thing we had with the Wi-Fi controller, do you think?
I
Or-
hope not. So it's the IP, okay. So, LED starts flashing. You can enter AP mode by pressing the button 4 times and waiting for a reboot. So, 1. Okay. It's still flashing. Let's turn that off and plug it back in. Pressing the button 4 times.
Also, this is my 4th projector. The one I'm on now.
Okay, supposedly it should now be broadcasting a network.
And it should
Supposedly.
just show up in the network feed.
Yeah, it should be something like sawn off number.
All right.
So I'm going to wait until that shows up in one of my... I'm going to unplug this because those are still running.
And I guess doesn't need to.
Nope.
I loved my first 2 projectors because they used $25 bulbs, and they were great for that. They went through bulbs every 40 hours. That wasn't so good.
Not so great.
Not so great for that. But I didn't watch TV on it like all the time, so it's like if you only watch a few movies, you know, maybe watch like a movie a week or 2 movies a week or something, you don't use it an awful lot, then that's fine. But the more I used it, the more the bulbs would burn out. You'd be excited when you get a bulb that would, you know, run for 60 hours. But yeah, that's why I went to the Lumen Lab thing, because it was about under $500 for a projector that actually had a 200-hour bulb, or 300-hour bulb, I think. And the bulb would still only be about $80. Never had to replace a bulb on that projector. Never had it for more than about 3 months at a time.
That'd be a good Amazon. That'd be a good Amazon review.
Yeah.
Bulb never burned out.
Rest of projector did before it could get to the bulb.
Found it, I think so. Or I think. So, the default password is 1234567
Wow, they really went hardcore.
So much more secure than 1, 2, 3, 4.
I know.
8 whole characters. All right, so we're connected to this device now. Reset. Oh, now I'm supposed to connect the computer to it. Okay, I see.
So you connect your computer to that
Yeah.
Wi-Fi.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Join. And the application should be kept running, and we'll wait until connected to the Sonoff. There we go.
Oh, I
Ooh,
see.
ooh, okay, great.
Is there any of this on the terminal that you want to show off to the...
Not right yet.
Oh, I see,
Unfortunately,
okay.
there are some secrets here.
That's okay.
Sorry, guys.
All right.
Provisioning completed. Okay, the IP address of is not assigned to any interface in this machine. Please change Wi-Fi network to that and make sure it's being assigned to your Wi-Fi interface. Okay. The application should be kept running and will wait until connection to the Wi-Fi. Starting web server on port 8080. HTTPS. Waiting for device to connect. Okay, so I guess the device connected already. Important. After this first download is complete, with a minute or so, you should connect to the new SSD final stage to finish this process. Only disconnect when the new final stage SSD is visible as an available Wi-Fi network.
Oh, this is rad.
The server should automatically be allocated the IP address 92.168.4.2 if you successfully connected to final stage.
So the firmware has scripts.
So it creates a series of Wi-Fi networks
Okay,
for
now
each stage of the process.
It's going
Yeah,
nuts.
yeah, we can't show this. Oh, we can show this on the overhead, but it's going nuts with information.
Solid green.
It's so
That's moving
cool.
A lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Device acknowledged our action request.
Oh, doing a little more stuff. That's kind of cool.
Here, I can show you.
This server should automatically be allocated. Okay, after the first download is complete, a minute or two, you should see connect. Okay. So let's check to see if there's a final stage Wi-Fi. Final stage!
All right.
Click to final stage. Actually, I don't want to show that just in case
Yeah.
some things might happen.
Covering the light.
It's the final stage now.
She wants it on hers so she can see it on
There
the.
you go. Can you see that now?
Yes.
Well,
Good.
I mean, we can see it. There we go. Yeah. All right.
Final stage will disappear when the dice has been fully flashed and image arduino.bin has been installed. Once final stage has gone away, you can stop this program.
Ho, 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 ho. This isn't even my final stage.
So I mean, back to the Arduino thing, because it just mentioned the image Arduino bin. This seems like that kind of like Arduino's all about the bare metal programming. Yeah, and the Pi is not. I mean, this got brought up in chat, and I thought it might be a good idea to just mention that too. It's like
Yeah.
you buy a Pi because you want a Linux computer to do things
Yeah,
on.
that's you buy a Pi because you want a computer.
Yeah.
The rest of these things are literally Internet of Things devices.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to, if at all possible, get to the bare metal and start replacing firmwares, or
Yeah.
at least just get them to talk to each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, it's apparently no longer on final stage, all done. Apparently this thing is finished.
So then what does that mean, though? Does that mean that it's just now it's connected to the local network?
Now, this is a very good question. I don't know. I didn't read all my
I'm
instructions.
done emptying bank account.
Okay, 1 through 5. Let's go to 5. That's it. You should all be done and ready to use your new Arduino firmware. See the running section.
Remember
Let's go to the running section.
the Doctor Strange movie where they're talking about like how the warning about destroying the world is after the spell that he
Yeah.
uses to destroy the world?
Yeah.
And he's like, that's just badly designed.
Yeah.
Okay. Updating the included Sonoff Tasmota. Changing firmware. So I guess it's just all done at this point. It's finished. It's now booting. What will I see and where will I see it? So it's okay. We don't need ESP tool. We don't need hardware preparation anymore. Let's go back to Sonata. Okay.
Also, for anyone who's looking for this, it's SONOTA. Sun Ota. Sonata.
Is that specifically to go with the son off shot
I
son
think
off
so.
device?
And I think the OTA is just over the air. I
So
think
it's
it's why they're going for that, but
son off sonata.
Sonota. There's a good question. Do you see
Paul, do you see?
anything that looks like what we?
I should see a new device on the network.
Yeah.
I will check.
God willing, something should show up. I mean, like, is something slowly emptying our NAS? Like,
So at this point, it should have the new firmware on it, right?
Yes, or a new firmware. Oh, static image. Okay, so apparently I need to do this again, maybe.
because it was not configured right the first time when you fill it with stuff?
Yeah, I may have given it the wrong the wrong firmware.
Oh, okay.
ESP, would that be a thing?
Yes.
I see something called ESPB43A18.
What's the IP on that?
113. It's 192.168.1.113.
113. Okay, let's see if that's. Okay, doesn't appear to be doing anything.
Hmm.
Let's see here. Theo's Tasmata tips. All right. Button functionality. One short press toggles the relay either directly by sending an MQTT message. This will blink the LED twice and sends the MT. Okay. Okay.
Blink, blink.
3 short. Here we go.
Oh, cool.
4 short presses will give me a Wi-Fi manager providing an access point with IP address 192.168.4.1 and a web server.
Are you masked off from the 4 subnet? Like, do you have to?
Well, no, I then actually connect to an access point.
Oh, I see.
So let's try that.
By the way, the giant robot fight is over now. Apparently,
Oh,
Okay. I guess we don't want to.
we don't want to have spoilers.
Yeah.
let's not do that.
Apparently, they're in interviews now. I'm hoping it's interviews with the robots. It's like, I was a little disappointed in how it went, but I tried. I punched him real hard, or whatever they did.
Apparently, the other robot has green mist as a weapon.
That doesn't seem scary.
Now that I'm thinking about it, isn't that literally Ben and me? Our showdown was essentially a guy who could punch somebody versus a guy who
Dressed in green on green screen.
dressed in green on a green screen.
Okay, so it's apparently connected to the network. So now, what we're going to need to do is, we've connected back to BTM private, set up the Sonoff connection for Homebridge. So let's give that a try.
All right.
Tasmota Homebridge. Hey, there we go. MQTT switch Tasmota on NPM for Homebridge. So,
NPM.
yeah, that's Homebridge is a Node
Oh, is
piece
it?
of software.
Oh, nice.
So,
It's just this is just a bunch of JavaScript essentially.
yeah, basically.
Cool.
So, we will sudo install, no, not install, npm install -g homebridge -mqtt switch -tasmota. And wait for it to install. Then there's some stuff we'll need to add to our JSON file, which we can actually cut back for once we're ready for that. Paul, can I ask you for some network questioning if you see a device?
Good.
Is there a new device now?
Yeah. Oh, no, wait. It should be 113, I believe.
Because it looks like we're here in a place.
I see something called Sonoff.
Yep. And is it?
6680 at 113.
That's it. Perfect. So if you want to just swap back quickly to the laptop full screen, we've got it. This device now not only has configurability, but it also gives me the ability to upgrade the firmware directly on the device now.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'm not going to click that until you're cut away because that might reveal some passwords. But
What's the main? What is there main like? You have settings and stuff.
yeah, I would like you to cut away though, just
Briefly,
yeah.
in case there is something that shows up in there
Yeah,
and it's
the
like,
last thing I want to do is just like start broadcasting the Wi-Fi password for the moon base all over the place.
this is very good.
Okay, so we can come in here actually.
This is what you see when you skip
Yep.
main menu. Off.
Toggle. Toggle.
You missed it slightly.
Toggle. On.
Yay! Wait, right now, so
It works.
So you see the green light is on. I'm going to push the button to toggle off, off, on.
I like right now. It seems like it is an extremely elaborate single LED control board.
Yeah, single LED runs off 10 amps of 120 volt.
Got a console to it. Okay. Let's add an accessory. It's an MQTT switch Tasmata. Switch type outlet. This seems complicated.
Sure, but it's all JSON, which means it's human readable.
Mostly, yep. All right. Let's now reopen our config.json file.
Because this is just your standard, like your normal homebridge or whatever, right? Or do you
Yeah.
have to set different ones every single time?
No, you need to add something to it every time you add a new command.
You just add that below, and it's just like, here's
Exactly.
everything you're going to be using today.
Yeah.
Oh, so when you have your entire house wired up, you're going to have just a file that's just dozens upon dozens of devices in this one file,
Exactly.
which you're then going to back up to multiple places so you don't have to set it up ever again.
Yeah. All right, so let's start Homebridge up again. And our file is not loaded because it is not properly linted, so let's go check that. I have errors in my JSON. Comma? Nope. Expecting string, got that.
Got that end bracket.
Oh, it's missing an ending. Curly brace. This is valid JSON. Here comes red. It's a joke for little we know one.
It's just for me.
Okay.
Ian just called you no one to be.
That's fine.
So it's not freaking out. Great.
Yay!
Now let's see if Homebridge will work for me on the phone.
So this is, excuse me, when this works, that little green LED turns off, I'm guessing.
Well, we'll be able to swap it on and off, or I
Right.
can connect to something powered.
Ah.
Yeah, that's Apple. That's not what I needed. Don't have a code I can scan? Yes.
What do we have in the moon base that plugs into this?
We have a power supply
Oh, we do.
with an LED on it.
Ah, we do.
I
So
came
we're still just turning on an LED.
Turning on another LED.
I came somewhat prepared. So now,
I was just gonna go get the kettle. Because I thought, well, we have bare wires. Why don't we just start boiling some water?
could do that.
Oh man.
So I'm confused as to why it can't see this home bridge.
So you're having the same problem. It's not actually.
Yeah.
connecting to it.
It's like they're not seeing each other. So these are that is on the same Wi-Fi network as,
You only have one
as
Wi-Fi
far as I
network.
know, there is no other
We
Wi-Fi
only have
network
the-
it could be on.
okay.
Oh Christ! But what if it is? Like, what if, like, Paul, you can see the pi on our network, right? Like, you know what pi that is.
Yeah, I can see that as well.
Like, you're able to remote into it,
Yep.
obviously, and you're connected to the same network we are. So it's all on the
So
same
it
network,
should be, yeah, it should be
right?
viewable.
Because that's insane to suggest
Otherwise not.
Yeah.
Moonbase home, add accessory. Now, oh, wait a second. No. Add a zone? No. For some reason, it's the bridge that's not being seen correctly. Let's try 3.0. And we're not blocking any ports, right?
Yeah, we're
We're not doing anything in particular. I don't think.
should definitely not be doing that internally anyway, right?
Yeah. The So the problem actually seems to be more with the home bridge software as opposed to the actual devices trying to connect to it.
Mm-hmm. I'm wondering what's different about the system that I've got at home versus here. Let's see if there's any troubleshooting information easily accessible on the web. Home bridge. iPhone can't see home bridge.
Just it's gonna be thousands of reasons.
Like, is there any way to? Is there other like? Can you use like on your laptop? Can you?
No, that's the unfortunate thing.
You can't just like ping just to like verify that the home bridge is even active. Can you like do anything to I don't know, try to connect to the port that Homebridge is working on or something, just to even verify that Homebridge is on and broadcasting?
Just oh,
What's the code?
what's the code? It is 03145 100. You should see something there.
I just thought it'd be weird if I found it and you couldn't for some reason, but
Although apparently someone had a similar problem
oh, no
and
kidding.
had to disable IPv6.
Yeah.
On the router?
Oh no, on the
Homebridge
Raspberry
device.
Pi.
Are we pulling IPv6?
Well, you should be able to try. Oh hell yeah, we are.
If you want the control for the Raspberry Pi is behind the TV if you need the keyboard and stuff.
I mean, he's already logged into it, so he can do it from here. So
Is it possible to get to the boot partition from inside the Raspberry Pi?
I mean, it's
You mean like physically, like Fantastic Voyage style?
because it doesn't boot from there, does it?
Oh, okay. No, that's Red Hat. Raspbian Hat. Okay. And update etc. modprobe IPv6.
How old is this information?
This is
March
a
2016.
year old on that one.
Okay.
This one is
Easier
a
probably
year
just
old
to
as
turn
well.
it off, right?
Yeah, well, turn it off and grab the card. It's
Yeah.
the easy thing to do.
Oh
So-
well, I mean,
but it's all the way over there.
I know. What if you actually go into like Is it not in /boot? If you just go cd/boot,
Oh,
is it in there? Yeah, command line.txt.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, add it in there. Okay. Because I was like, yeah, does it actually use /boot at the root of the SD card? Then it would already have it here.
Yep, so IPv6.disable equals 1. Exit that. Right.
Of course.
You do, Nano.
Let's set disable to true. Makes
Wise.
perfect sense.
Mm-hmm. Now you're changing a boot level line,
Yes.
which means we'll have to reboot the Pi.
Which is something that's thankfully pretty fast to do.
Yeah, which doesn't matter because ultimately it's not like all of chat just disappears.
yeah.
It's not like everyone gets kicked out of chat. It's just like, no,
You just won't be able to read
we
it.
won't be able to read chat for a little bit, and you won't know when that starts. So
I mean,
have fun, guys.
we'll let you know.
You'll have about 30 seconds to write anything you want, and then get kicked for it because our mods will get rid of you.
I can still see it. Too.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So if you want to say anything secret that only I can see, and also everyone else in chat.
I was like, is there something living in there you need to change?
IPv6.disable equals 1.
Makes sense.
Write it out. Good. Okay. sudo shut down -r now.
Bye.
Goodbye. Hopefully this won't take long.
It's so weird because I feel like anything I say now they can't hear because they're not there listening to me because they're not the chat's not up.
It's they can't. You guys can say whatever you want. They can't hear you.
It's the desert bus disease is what it is. It's having chat up on a monitor. Just it's so weird.
I remember I used to always when we do Desert Bus and if the stream dies, I kept having to catch myself from like going, "Hey everybody, the stream is offline, so you probably can't hear me right now, right?"
Okay, so you guys will be coming back in just a moment. Homebridge is now running once again. Let's have a look and see if we can add an accessory. Don't have a code we can scan. Enter code 031 45 100.
Make that not be there.
Yeah.
And that did not help it.
We can tell Chrome that we don't want it to try and.
Restore the thing that's working just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about that?
They can see you again now, guys.
Oh no.
Lay off whatever you were talking about.
Oh, what is happening? But I can't type into the chat here, can I? Nope. There's no place where I can actually.
You can speak directly to them.
I can speak directly to them, but I can't just write in chat.
It's because I.
Oh well.
That's because I hit it. It's part of the style sheet.
Type out my thing.
Yeah.
You're okay.
Which, by the way, thanks to a reminder in the last, I think it was even the last Tinker Tailor, where I was mentioning the ridiculousness that goes into making the chat go the opposite direction on the screen, and somebody mentioned that can now be done with CSS Flexboxes, which is true.
Nice.
When I originally did it 4 years ago or 5 years ago, Flexbox wasn't really supported, but now it is. And so you can just say go backwards.
So are you going to update the style sheet?
It has been updated.
Oh, okay, cool.
Theoretically, there's no actual difference in how it looks.
Right, but it's just now
But
handled by the engine.
I feel like it's probably less processor intensive to do the Flexbox reversed rather than rotating everything 90 degrees or 180 degrees twice.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know if that's true or not, but it seems reasonable to me.
Makes sense. It must be nice to know how to program.
Yep. No, this is.
Did you not get what you wanted?
I did not get what I wanted, Peter.
Did it not disable IPv6?
It probably did, but I don't think that actually fixed the issue. There we go. Let's try it again. Fconfig. So it did disable IPv6,
Lotto.
but
Still not doing what you want.
yeah. And I seem to remember it being a fairly easy fix that we got,
That we did last time?
yeah.
Go watch the replay.
So we should just bring it up. Can somebody pull up a clip of us actually winning?
So what should be seeing here is we should find a device called Homebridge, and that will be the device that just is the Homebridge itself. Now, do I need to change the MAC address for that? Would that matter? I shouldn't. But just in case.
You need to identify it by its MAC address.
Let's just see if that fixes it.
Because why did that one get there in the first place?
Yeah.
Is that the one from your Pi?
It's just the default.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that came up. Oh,
Hey, it crashed.
interesting.
Good start.
Not this. No.
Not a valid
No.
username. Must be 6 pairs of colon.
You're missing a colon.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't tell me it needs to be all uppercase.
Oh.
If that's the case, then
That's cool.
someone needs to get thrown under a bus. Okay, that someone needs to get thrown under a bus for not being able to normalize case.
I just think it's funny that it's because Linux outputs it as all lowercase letters because it's easier to read, and then this thing's like, I need it in all uppercase letters because
That did it.
that was it.
That did it. Now we have
Hooray.
on the phone a little thing that's called Homebridge.
Yay. So the problem was that the MAC address was in lowercase?
No, we were using incorrect MAC address.
Yeah.
We did need to use the one that was associated with the Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, with this one the one specifically.
So now if I enter an 03145 on that screen, you all have all seen many times. It's now adding the Homebridge. Make sure it stays connected to power and is nearby. Grind, grind, grind. Please work. Please, please work.
It's a good sign though. I mean, it sees Homebridge.
Yeah, it saw it in there, and that's what needed to happen. Once we add this will actually automatically add anything that we add in the JSON file.
Right. Which means you could put this thing back on probably too,
Exactly.
and everything will get along.
Okay, and if that's the case, I'm actually going to kind of remove.
But so yeah, because so the problem, like you put the new right MAC address in and it didn't work, and then you had to make it all uppercase and it did work.
Yeah, I put in the new MAC address.
And then that was
Didn't work.
Yeah.
Made all uppercase. Did work.
Yeah. And that, which is, as people in the chat point out, they're not case sensitive.
No, they should never be case sensitive. Yeah, because it's a MAC address. It's
So there's actually it's case sensitive within this
within
their
Homebridge's
program's
implementation.
code. Yeah. The actual from a network point of view, it doesn't actually care.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try again adding home. Add accessory. Oh, that's because Homebridge isn't running. There we go. Interesting. So now it refuses to see.
So it's listed in your.
Let's remove that home and let's add a new one. Try it from scratch.
All right. So you're making a new home within the HomeKit app.
Add a home. Moonbase. Save.
And it's just really just a container for a bunch of things.
Yeah, it's essentially a folder.
Yeah.
Add accessory. Don't have code or can't scan. Enter code. 031 45100.
Looking for stuff.
And now it's disappeared again.
Let's just start picking new MAC addresses.
Yeah,
The HomeKit has disappeared again.
it has indeed.
Yeah, the Homebridge cannot be seen on. It's weird.
Yeah, makes me that makes me want to restart the Pi.
Because the first time you did it, like the first time we brought it back and you tried to connect to it on a reboot, the first time Homebridge started, you were able to connect to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do
Why
it.
not just do it?
I'll bring up the chat here so we can read you guys.
Doesn't really matter. It'll come back up briefly for a bit. I literally actually could shut it down using the keyboard. But yeah.
That's pretty easy to do. All right, and while that's happening, I'm going to connect back home and see if I can't get my
I should get rid of that thing though.
my configurations for the lights. P. So, what port do you like to keep your SSH access on, Beach?
Oh, let me say that out loud.
Rather personal question.
I'm proud of mine.
You're proud of it, but you can't ever tell anyone.
It's not an optimal thing. Telling other people, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only reason to make it not the default port is to try to keep it secret. So then, if you go around telling everybody, it defeats the
Well,
purpose.
unless you want to have multiple devices that you need to
That's true.
SSH into.
Hey everybody, you're back on the. You've always been in chat, but we can see you again. Hey everybody, I can see you.
You're back.
Hey everybody, I can see you.
Close that up. Okay. That seems good. Save
Oh,
that.
can I switch to my camera for a sec?
This is
This is a weird show.
Thanks, Paul.
I love having all these cameras.
very.
Like immediately bang clip. There you go, everybody.
Homebridge. Let's plug the lights back in.
I'm
Broken everything now,
Oh,
I'm sure. Okay, Magic Home's working, I guess. Add accessory.
So you put the magic home back in and that thing back in at the same time? Or
No,
just the one.
Just the magic home this time.
Okay.
Just to see if we can do one or not the other.
I definitely hope to see that as showing up as a reaction GIF in the future. I don't know what it's
hope
a
it
reaction.
loops.
I don't know what it's a reaction to. But
03145 100. Okay. Now let's just let this do its thing. Please add a home bridge properly. Please.
Who can do it? Come on.
I mean, the other option is that there could be an issue with Bonjour.
Would Homebridge not detect that when I was trying to start up though? Like,
Not necessarily.
because maybe okay, so yeah, on reboot, if Avahi didn't start properly, then yes, well wait, no, Avahi is not a terminate and stay resident program though. I think it's literally something that Homebridge would call, wouldn't it? Homebridge isn't Python, it's Node.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be mad at the fact that it has a different, no, you put Python on here. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, trying to keep up with where we put everything.
You're a professional.
Yeah, I'm trying my best. Sorry, guys, that was really loud.
So here's another thought as well, is that it could be that the iOS 11 version of Homebridge,
Doesn't like. So HomeKit, this version of HomeKit doesn't like Homebridge for some reason.
Yeah.
that's something that has actually changed.
In like the last few weeks.
Yeah,
you,
exactly.
You moved to iOS 11. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Can you look that up to see if Homebridge is if it's like, oh, we've noticed there's iOS 11?
I mean, it
issues,
could
or-
just also be that things are going very slowly because suddenly the LED strip just
showed up.
showed up as a option. Let me see what
Maybe just give it a minute or a few minutes.
.py.local. Let's see what top says. Okay, here's the other question. Is top going to be the top process when running top?
No.
Okay. Survey said. Survey says no. It's the second top process.
Because Chromium is running in the background, or is doing all this other work over here. So
So, I mean, the Avahi daemon is running properly.
okay. Okay.
So maybe it is just being slow.
We don't know if HTOP is installed on this Pi. We could assume that it is, but
Yeah, I usually do install it, but I don't think it is.
yeah.
Huh. Remind me tomorrow. How about we try updating Homebridge?
iOS 11 Golden Master, nothing work. Issue 1491 Homebridge. This has been a great stream, everybody.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Couldn't add Homebridge, couldn't connect to this accessory.
HomeKit not working on iOS 11, issue 1414.
Which is the weird thing because it's working at home with 0 problems and no updates
I don't.
On iOS 11.
on iOS 11.
Apple TV has to be upgraded to the latest whatever the frig. Remove bridge from your home app and then re-add helps, but you need to change both the username and PIN in Homebridge config file to make HomeKit able to discover it again. Well, we did that.
We didn't change the PIN number.
Well, then I guess we changed the
changed
PIN.
the PIN number.
All right. Use this
Okay.
method to make my HomeKit work once again. A couple of days later, all my accessories turned to no response again, so I had to re-add it once more. This is a beta. Expect these hiccups. Removing and re-adding.
Homebridge. Okay. And
This is all from
it's
like
up.
this is all stuff from like 3 months ago, 2 months ago.
Okay, it sees Homebridge again. Good. Unidentified accessory. That's fine. 031
This is a long.
5107. Adding Homebridge, it should be a lot faster than that.
Support for iOS 11 was added already.
Homebridge added! We just needed to add the pin.
Okay, 0.4.26 is support for iOS 11 for Homebridge.
Okay.
What version of Homebridge are we running? Is there a way to Homebridge-V or some shit? Or
That's what I was hoping for. It should be listed, right?
Homebridge-Big V.
You mean capital V?
You heard me.
It's the biggest V. No, that's just trying to launch Home V. Do you mean -V?
No, just
Oh.
single dash Big V.
Okay, 0428 is what we've got.
0428? Okay,
guess
so
what?
yeah, iOS 11's already in there. You can see it. What do we see?
The LED strip exists, but it's not responding yet, probably because it has the wrong IP address.
Ah, all right.
So now we need to find out which IP address it has, and to do that, we'll connect to the light switch itself.
Is that the sun off?
No, that is the ITED, and it should have an IP address of 172, which is different than what we have.
I have HF LPB 100 ZJ200 as the device on 172.
Okay, that's probably the one. Okay, let's close down Homebridge, reopen Homebridge with the correct IP address.
So it needed you to change the password for it to work.
Yes.
Essentially, sounds like it.
What the hell? How does it even know what the old password was?
We've got it.
How does it remember?
Okay,
Who
Yay.
knows?
so that's working. Now, fun fact, if you recall, we had trouble with the
RGB.
lights on that.
Right.
That's very white.
The coloring was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found out what the problem was with that. So now we can go to,
'Cause we wired it weird to give like the, yeah.
no, you know what? Let me just make this easy on myself.
Like it took a second for it to catch up.
Oof, my eyes. LED strip of the moon base.
Oh,
So
it didn't hurt that time.
orange, red. Let's turn the saturation all the way down. Whoop, or all the way up.
Lots of white.
Blue, green.
Still white.
Oh yeah, this is taking a while to update itself.
Oh, hey, yeah, there's
There we go.
pink.
Green.
It's red.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's taking a long time for it to slide around. That's really kind of funny.
Yeah, it's not good. Turns out that none of these three wires, the red, blue, and the green wires,
Yeah.
connected to the red, blue, or green LEDs.
What do they do?
I think blue was red. Red was green. There was no easy way of putting it together.
God.
Oh, so the colors of the wires did not correspond to the colors that they. Oh.
Exactly.
Oh my
It
God.
was the worst. But but thanks to it being just open like that, I was able to actually
Just be
figure
like,
out the
well,
change.
because now your green wire is connected to R, red wire is connected to G, and blue wire is connected to B.
Yeah.
So RG was crossed,
Mm-hmm.
apparently.
So
Whatever.
It was yeah.
so the thing now is that it seems to be very, very slow.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why I moved from the Raspberry Pi to the virtual server option, was that it sped things up tremendously, and
Really?
because I bought really bad SD cards, the Raspberry Pi was just very unstable.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, we were having a lot of problems just trying to even install it. Yes.
So the speed of the update is actually because the Raspberry Pi is like pinned, like that. It requires so much processor power to send that signal.
That's my guess, or there's something else going on there. But the Raspberry Pi load isn't too bad right now. And that's good speed too. That's not bad.
It doesn't seem like a more powerful computer would be than what was required.
But
there.
you've noticed that at home when you have had it on your like iMac or something like that, it's gone way faster.
Exactly.
Weird.
So that's one step down. Next up, let's try adding this this on-off switch.
I like some of the recommendations people made in here for fixing everything. I managed to get everything working. No need to run Homebridge in Docker or install has.io. What you need to do is a cleanup of your Pi. I basically removed all the packages, Node.js, NPM, Node Server, Node-RED, HapNode.js, Homebridge, and installed everything from scratch using install procedures at this random GitHub website. And then this other random GitHub website, because apparently they did it properly over there. That was 5 days ago. So I guess if you're installing Homebridge, you could try those things, I suppose.
guess.
Anyway.
Okay, MQTT Tasmota.
So now get that one showing up is the idea, correct?
Yes,
Neato.
that's the next step.
Well, you've got 9 minutes.
Let's see what we can do here. Oh man, there's a lot of configurability in this one. Sample Homebridge configuration. Minimal. That sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an accessory. We'll start copying from there.
I should really push my GitHub, or sorry, my FlexGet config to my GitHub so that I have it backed up somewhere. 'cause
Maybe
I sure
just to a
don't.
gist.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to add a new accessory,
New accessory.
which is the
Name of this accessory.
Tasmota, comma, enter. Okay, so it's the MQTT switch Tasmota. Name is name of the accessory.
It doesn't matter, right?
What's the MQTT broker address?
Now,
Oh, I want to go lie down.
this is
Wow. You've said 4 letters I've never heard put together like that.
It's something new to me too.
Okay.
just to clarify. The controller, the bridge, is currently running on the Pi,
The chat Pi.
the chat, which is a Pi 3, right?
Yes.
So the Pi 2 or the Pi 1 that you brought is not running anything currently.
It's not even powered on.
No, not at all. Sorry to keep asking, Paul. What we got on the network that doesn't seem right to you?
Oh, what an amazing way of putting that.
This device, it just ain't right. Just ain't right, yo. What are we looking for?
Sonoff, it might be named.
There's something called Sonoff 6680.
Give me that, please.
That's the 113.
113.
Oh, still there.
Okay, yeah, so it is. Let's have a look here then. Configure module. Sonoff basic. Yep. So I could add a sensor to this too, actually. Wow, just looking at the configuration module of this thing.
Oh, hey, neat.
So I've got this this temperature
Can we
and
show everybody?
humidity Yeah, I think we can show people this now. If you want to throw up my browser screen.
So full screen, yeah.
Yeah. So what I wanted to do eventually was install to the GPIO headers a sensor. I've got this Geekcrete. What is it? It is a temperature and humidity sensor. It is a AM2302 DH22. And I believe it's right here in the list. So if I added that, suddenly this thing would be able to start throwing me temperature data.
Just having it on the little UART
Yep.
pins that you added, you could just do that from there.
And can it also react to data?
Uh,
You have like turn on my TV if it gets above 30 degrees.
Or turn on my projector if the room temperature dips below 16 degrees.
Warm the place up.
Yeah.
So I think this is the MQTT server. I think that's actually running on this device. In which case, we need to give it a username, or the broker address would be 192.168.1.113. Hopefully, I don't need to put in the what's it called? The port maybe it'll figure that out.
Okay.
Username, DVES_user. Password, let's give it a new password.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 isn't secure enough for
2,
you?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Safe.
Sure.
Device will restart in a few seconds.
It's not as if you're going to keep it this way by the time you go home. Because
No.
this is all on the chat Pi and not on your Pi anyway.
And HomeKit isn't running unless we explicitly run it on the chat Pi.
Yeah.
Okay, let's add that. Go to main menu. You are still on. Good for you. You have been uploaded. Good for you. Restart dat Homebridge.
I do like the suggestion. It's like, hey, with this, you could set up a system that automatically turns on the AC if it gets too hot and automatically turns on the heat if it gets too cold,
Yeah.
which is literally something that every single thermostat already does.
Well,
Yeah.
so here's where you could actually need to do this with this system. One of the pieces of equipment I've purchased for my personal home system is a IR blaster. That's a learning IR blaster too. I don't program it by pointing things at it and then using an app to say, okay, when I push this button, it makes this happen.
Okay.
It literally throws the IR codes to me in the terminal,
Oh.
and then I add those to the configuration file. Or I go searching online for the IR codes for my TV and my stereo,
Right.
and input those IR codes directly into the system.
And so then you just have this thing feed IR into your room.
Exactly. One of the features of this, it's advertised as being a way of controlling your air conditioning system, specifically for Asian countries that have the air conditioner up on the wall, mounted up on the wall, or one of the portable units here.
Righto.
So if you do have that sort of AC, having a home bridge system that grabs the temperature and says, oh, it's too hot now, we should turn the AC on.
Yeah.
Oh, there's nobody in the house, I can tell that because of Bluetooth presence. I should turn off the AC.
So if you've got a little unit like our little Honeywell unit or something
Exactly.
that doesn't actually have a thermostat as part of it.
Exactly.
You could literally have it controlled off of there. If you have independent devices. If you have, because as we have here, furnaces are not terribly popular in Victoria for God knows what reason. Everybody has electric baseboard heating everywhere. But I wonder if you could actually run wiring to each one of those things to be like, I need to turn you on right now, instead of actually letting the thermostat control it. Because the baseboard heating, you could just run wires off of that to like wherever, and then or you could have sensors
Yeah, I suppose
along
you
the
could do
thing
that.
that could do, all sorts of crazy shit you could do. Wow.
Again, like I have baseboards in my apartment, but there's like a thermostat that has a temperature.
Yeah. Is yours
Control
just a
built into
dial,
it.
or do you have like ones that come on and turn off automatically? Because I'm
Yeah.
thinking about using this as a way of automating. It's like, I've left for the day, so
Yeah, I mean,
turn
I
the
guess you
temperature
could
down
do
to
that
this.
thing. Yeah.
Shut everything off.
Yeah.
That's like the Nest thing, right?
The
Yeah.
other one that's interesting, and this is not you don't need to hack Homebridge or HomeKit to do this, but Grabe and Kathleen's old place,
Yeah.
where they had the radiators.
Yes.
Elgato makes a HomeKit device that attaches to your radiator in place of the currently existing valve, and will open and close your radiator based on current temperatures and with fuzzy logic. So it knows how much it takes to bring yourself up to a temperature and will start closing the valve as you approach that
That's
temperature.
really neat.
I have nothing, for some reason, like I've got nothing wrong with Elgato, but for some reason, a device that controls the
Flow of water.
flow of water into a radiator seems much more prone for danger than something that just like electrically
Well,
controls something on and off.
And that's why you'd probably want to buy it from Elgato, a large corporation with a large liability insurance policy.
I mean, they also sell that Stream Deck, and we had a hell of a time getting that thing working.
Yeah, but that didn't burn our house down or flood our neighbors
That's a good
downstairs.
point.
If it did, I'd be very confused.
If it was just a thing that's like the smart locks, where it's just a thing that you put on a pre-existing lock, like a pre-existing valve, and just let the thing open it and close it. Like that's all it is really, right? It's not actually like you have to remove your valve and replace it with a brand new valve. It just fits on the valve that's already there. Okay, I see. Just kind of trying to keep that, get an understanding of that.
Actually, to answer the question, Sector 88 is asking, yes, it would actually, especially since Homebridge is a Node app, it would be actually really easy to control your home stuff with a Elgato Stream Deck.
And also blow some air horns at the same time.
The Elgato, like the Stream Deck that we have, even the fairly rudimentary system I've set up, interacts with, it's already interacting with Node things. So yeah, doing that would be super easy.
Well,
if for some reason you wanted to.
as I mentioned too, you can get plugins for HomeKit that allow you to execute arbitrary or pre-programmed but arbitrary terminal commands.
Yeah.
Which means you could have Homebridge control Node, which would control the Stream Deck to control HomeKit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Just have the snake literally eat its own tail. Oh. Okay.
I like that it's like, well, our choices are either we freeze to death or we have an air horn going all the time.
Yeah.
So we're making some progress here. But
Oh, I see. Sector 88 literally meant that I want to be able to press the air horn button so air horns go off, but then also that affects my AC. It's not just like I want to hit a button that does both. It's like, no, I want to hit a button that does that first, and as a result, also the AC has to go off.
I see.
I'm on purpose screwing up what you're asking. Don't worry about it. It is 9:02.
Yeah, I think we can be done for tonight.
How do you feel about where we're at though? Like obviously you've added both devices.
Yep, they're seeing the devices. The only thing I want to try more here is to somehow get the value of get it to work.
Sure.
And
That sounds like a great idea.
yeah, sure does. Let's try one last thing here, and that's adding an on and off command.
Okay.
Can you make the string of lights kind of a teal color?
What's the name of the string of lights? Hey Siri, make the LED strip teal. Set the LED strip to teal. Siri's been really terrible lately. Voila, teal, apparently.
Yeah. As far as what she was able to make,
I don't know about that.
I'm just going to do that so I don't have to look.
LED strip to 20%.
Yes, it was called Chungus originally, but we had to reset it up. Oh my God. Did it fade down a bit? She's still doing it.
She's still...
Okay.
I'm going to have to...
There, that's faded down.
Okay, the light strip is on.
That's
Oh yeah, no, it's created it to, it's set hue to 180, saturation to 100, brightness to 50, and now brightness to 20.
Okay.
yeah. I guess
That's better.
teal looks basically like white.
Okay,
Siri made the light black.
let's see if I've done it, and if not, then we're done here. I like that the Sonoff's accessory name is currently name of this accessory.
Yeah. That you just copied that right in from the thing, so I like that.
Okay, so I clearly have some things to figure out here with this switch, but at least it's not phoning home to China, which was the goal of today.
It's saying power state on off, right?
Yeah, but it's
we
not,
don't know whether it's on or off because the switch is always functioning. So you have to basically plug this into the other side.
But if you turn it off, the light goes off.
But that also means that that thing disappears, right? Because the accessory is no longer there.
No, it should still be there. In fact, if we if we go back into the website version of it,
Because I think the idea is that when you turn it off,
yeah, it's still on.
oh yeah, because the device itself is still on. The LED is showing you the status of the thing you've plugged into it, as opposed to whether the switch is still operational. I understand.
Well, I think, yeah, boy. I've got more work to do. I think maybe if anything, what I'll do is I'll come back and do a quick rundown in the future with a properly working system.
Okay. We'll ask that everybody clip all the victories we had so that we can use those as reference for the next stream we do.
Yeah, do it one of the here's one I prepared earlier kind of thing.
I think we may want to do that rather than watching Ian Google, because that's how programming works.
Google along with Ian.
Yep. Well, I think we made some progress.
We did great.
To be honest, I really like it when things don't work a second time and then you figure it out and you figure out why it wasn't working.
Oh, yeah.
And now you keep that in your head for the next time. And then you get better troubleshooting.
Which also then pushes out the things you learned last time, so you hope that they're not important.
Keeping it in your head part.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing worse than the running into a problem that you fixed before and being like, I remember I fixed this, but I don't remember how.
Yeah.
Well, clearly, I think the first time we did this, it was just a case of it worked.
Yeah.
And maybe it shouldn't have worked.
Which is fine
And
because
this time it didn't, and now we know why it didn't.
yeah,
And
and
so-
that's kind of the thing, right? Is whenever everything just works the first time you do it, you never really learn anything.
Speaking of working the first time we do things, no, that was bad.
What's
That
coming
was-
up next? Speaking of all the work
Yes.
that goes on here at Loading Ready Run, let's see what's happening upcoming this week. Oh, looky.
It's Wednesday, and on Wednesday we have a show called Let's Nope.
I got a little confused because I was like, this isn't Monday.
No, but I'm not sure, and I'm not sure what they're playing on Let's Nope, but it's going to be a spoopy game, and you're going to be scared, and so will they. Following that will be AFK, which is not AFK, it's CTS this time, and it's
Yep.
going to be Snipper Clips with myself and Paul and Ben and Beach.
Yup.
And Beach. And we'll be playing Snipper Clips on the Switch. It's going to be fun. Watch us put parts of ourselves inside of other parts of the other person to fill holes.
I am looking forward to this because apparently the 4-player mode is highly cooperative.
I have played it, and it is fun.
Good.
We will
Good.
enjoy that.
A review I was reading of it called it the anti-Mario Party. Because Mario Party takes friends and turns them into enemies, whereas
Snipper Clips means
Snipper
everyone...
Clips, you get to work together.
Does it take enemies and turn them into friends?
I guess if
Probably
you
not.
can convince your enemy to play Snipper Clips with you.
Then you would be friends forever.
Yeah.
We are guaranteeing this.
After that will be Thursday, and on Thursday we play 18 games. No, we don't. We play one game, and it's the 18th most popular game on Twitch. Find out what that is at 10:30.
It's just
Nope.
Paul.
Nope, find out at 8 o'clock, and we play it at 10:30. And it's just going to be me, because
What happens, Paul?
James is going to be down at TwitchCon.
Oh no!
Who else is going to TwitchCon, Paul?
I believe you are, Beej.
I am going, and that's all that matters.
Oh no!
And Graham and Cameron, the four of us will be going to TwitchCon, and also Corey and Heather and Kate will also be going to TwitchCon as well. So maybe you'll run into all of us. I mean, we might not all be together at the same time, but you may run into all of us.
Ooh,
Hit us up on Twitter or Mastodon, yo.
Yeah. Eleanor Delalic must remind me about that when things get closer. Also on Thursday we have another show. That's our MTG,
Yarp.
and that's on Thursday. Again, Kathleen and Ben will be doing that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Graham and James will be gone. And then we got one more on Thursday. Because, everything is all topsy-turvy. Instead of Talking Simulator, Alex is going to be playing some Minecraft, and apparently they're calling it one more.
Okay,
That makes
sure.
sense.
I mean, one more technically counts for that, I guess.
Do you have any Tilty streams?
I might have a Tilty stream on Thursday at that same time.
Okay.
We'll find out whether or not I finish my...
I think you're allowed to say that you do.
Yeah, I
mean,
know.
yeah.
I mean, the answer is I don't honestly know just yet. I will let people know whether or not I will do probably on the day of maybe Friday. We'll find out because Friday is the crapshoot at 1 o'clock.
Join all that crew.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be probably a writing-only crap shot this because of the aforementioned people being away. But we will come up with all sorts of silly things.
Those are always good. They're good writing ones. And then in the evening,
Yeah,
we're back with magic.
Yeah, in the evening we got some paper Canadian Highlander magic with Serge and
Ben?
Serge and Ben and Alex and Liam from the
North 100.
We need
North
to come up
100
with,
podcast.
We need to come up with a name for the Highlander crew. What's a good Scottish name?
Well, it's Canadian Highlander, so it'd have to be like Gordon,
Ooh, what's
like McGordon.
the
The McGordons!
McMolson crew?
Yeah. Alex doesn't
sorry.
even drink.
Mac Molson.
Mac Molson.
Mac Molson. Ach, and then after the Mac Molson crew does their Highlander, it'll be Saturday. That's when
Nope.
nothing's going to happen on a Saturday, but I'm coming back on Sunday. At 4 o'clock, we're going to be putting on a big old helmet with some lighthouses in the place. And I'll be playing Res Infinity in the virtual world.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, rad.
it's going to be really awesome.
Have fun. Okay.
Yeah, so stay tuned for all those things.
Let's welcome subs.
I was just about to get to that
Okay,
because
good.
Beach, how are all all the great shows are supported somehow? How are they supported?
Well, first is Twitch subs.
Oh, and where would one go if someone wanted to subscribe to your Twitch programs?
Twitch.tv is where we do all this, and you know that because you're watching it.
/ loading ready run.
/ loading ready run is who we are. So twitch.tv / loading ready run brings you to our channel. You can subscribe from there. And is it still Subtober?
I don't know.
It might be half off sub still. I can't tell if that's done yet or not.
No, it goes till 11:59 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow.
You have until 11:59 Pacific time tomorrow, which is Wednesday, which is in 3 hours. Then that'll be Wednesday, and you can subscribe there. And it's Subtober still, so you can save on your sub. We still get paid for that, and thank you for that.
You're
But
a new
Ian,
sub.
if you're a new sub, you have to be a new sub. But Ian, there's another way people can support us. What is it?
There is. Give us your money at patreon.com / loading ready run.
We want all your money.
We really appreciate your money, is what
We really appreciate all your money.
we want your love and adoration.
Yes.
And constructive criticism and
Yeah. And just participation in general. But yeah, that money is good.
yeah, your support is what keeps us going, whether it's at the Patreon, whether it's at Twitch, or just sitting here in the chat watching us, or just watching us, or just putting us on in the background. You know, you interact, we love it.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think that's all the business we need to take care of, except
Actually do the sub.
I think we probably should.
yes,
Yeah.
sub welcome.
Let's do that.
Got it. Everything got out of order today.
I know, normally we do the subs first and all the
Yeah.
other crap, but this is fine. Ian.
Void Spinner has subscribed for 13 months, saying, "Woo! 13 months in October, spooky resub."
I'm rolling the dice on this. Ooh, Cranston Snort is a new subscriber. Welcome to the chat.
Hey, it's Dead Rekka for 22 months. Love TTSF subbing in before the robot fights later. Remember, safety third.
And Reverse Creations is here also for 13 months. Welcome to Talking Sim with Beach. Also happy to continue supporting you guys.
Biggest fart eater
Yes!
for 3 months.
Good name. Iced Sly for 8 months. Welcome to the chat again.
Bat Roll for 5 months. I'd take a pumpkin pie to celebrate this anniversary.
And Blaren is a new subscriber. Welcome to the channel, Blaren. Glad to have you here.
Hey, it's Saycon Jr. for 28 months, coming to you live from this cruise ship because it's Saycon.
And Obsidian Wind is back for the 8th month. Thank you, Obsidian Wind.
Sir Biffalo Esquire for 13 months. Ben Raid.
Oh, okay. That makes sense now. Roman Goro subscribed for 35 months. Wait for it. Where is the 3-year anniversary? You're so close.
Milambus has subscribed for 10 months. Thank you, Milambus.
And Robert Kleagle is a new Patreon supporter. Thank you, Robert. We really appreciate that.
So cool. Tranquil Calamity has subscribed for 11 months. So close to that. Legit.
Wily Coyote 556 for the 45th month. Try attaching the doohickey to the thingamabob.
We did. Oh, gee, for 11 months.
And Dissimulate 1 for 21 months. Eden Beejnian, looking V-Science Urin. All these.
House of Shadow is a new subscriber.
And Meyer Dindenial is also new sub.
Roasted M&M for 10 months. I haven't forgotten the Prime sub for 10 months in a row. It's a miracle.
Good for you. And Lao Geodrit for 3 months. Troubleshooting hardware platforms or watching Lur troubleshoot hardware platforms is an odd experience. Yay, tinkering. I hope it was the same hardware platform.
Melody Dark for 7 months. Ian, watch Miracle Train. You guys are awesome.
Did you?
I
haven't seen it yet, so that is the thing. Oh, and thanks for the 250 bits to I want to do that right, but it's Sinclair Black, Mungo Dude, and Kavina.
Oh, thank you so much, guys, for those bits,
Yeah.
da bits.
bits.
Oh God, it's about the audio line. Anyway, thanks so much for watching Tinker Tailor Soldier Fry today. We will see you in a fortnight. It's been fun. We'll have more successes in the future, I'm sure. But until then, ever forward.
Never learning.